Creatures moving increases during dissection. creatures of blood and flesh. That's unexpected. Humans, simple, messy, my presence causes them distress.
Has been slain.
I miss the darkness of the void. I require a closer look. Darkness. What else can I discover? Endoskeletal, quite peculiar. Genders are more easily discerned by the pitch of their cries. There is much to learn about this world.
Put it on the.
The night here is harsh.
right, let's call, guys. Nice. Okay, Joey, could you send me a replay file, please?
I will.
Okay, let me.
My hands are fucking cold, bro. By the way, holy fuck,
Dude.
it's so cold here.
It's got to be rough out there because I live in the swamp and it's cold down here right now.
Alright, let me get the file for you.
Get out me swamp.
Damn, I got so greedy.
I fucked up my like quite badly on like 2 fights, so I don't know what to tell you. Like I clicked to like queue forward, and instead of like queuing, and it was like, oh fuck man.
I sent it in the chat, York, for you.
Sir.
Like I think I have a bit of a problem because I used to play on lower ping, and now I have moved to a dorm on the university, and I have like higher ping. So sometimes like it happens that I think my ability already came out and it didn't, and I just like messed it up.
Okay. So the problem is with our champions, like contesting bushes is hard when the enemy has like straight line skill shot, because these bushes, they have these like walls against the side. It makes it really hard to dodge straight line skill shot. So because these guys have two, what? I don't even know what this, what is this? How's this happening?
It's shift tab at the same time. It opens the Discord thing.
That's weird because I wasn't hitting. I'm not hitting tab. I'm just hitting shift. But okay, yeah, something's weird is going on. Okay, but so like the straight line skill shots are just too difficult for us to deal with. So what we want to do instead, I mean, not that Velkoz has one as well, right? It's just that they have two. So, and also Ezreal's is like very low cooldown. So I'd probably just walk in with the wave. Totally fine here because we just walk back in base. Like it doesn't matter. And then this is, so it's actually, did you use one or you just didn't buy a potion?
Yeah, on bot you don't go potions. It's the thing. Yeah, I know it sounds weird, but it's the thing.
Okay, and then yeah, so Ezreal, just don't use your potion base instead. That's the only thing. Dude, I'm getting tilted.
Maybe try
Can I
shutting
fucking turn this shit off? Okay, it's fine.
Just close this.
I will.
Don't you have like settings
overcome.
up on like left side?
Yeah, I'll figure it out in between while you guys are playing the next game. I think I'll turn it off. Okay.
Hey, like I said, bro, my hands were cold. I'm telling you.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
Because we gotta be queuing when the meep is up, right? Because meep was down, right? Let me look at this again.
Dude, one of the stuns you landed on me, I was just infuriated. I was like, come on, man. Come on.
Wait.
I don't remember which one it was, but damn.
Where is the meep? No, you have it. Okay, never mind. It's fine. We missed it. It's all good. Really do need autos on the wave in the early game as Bard though. And then now we're a bit cooked. This is a combination of us not basing level 1, not having potions, and then also not embracing the reality of the fact that they have the wave. So you just can't look for this Q auto here when they have the wave like this, I think. Maybe if we stun her off of the wave, it's not bad, but we missed the stun. Now we're 200 HP, we have 0 potions. At least we have biscuits, but yeah, blue side is really tough from here. Level 2 spike, sprint at them in a straight line. Literally just run at them in a straight line here. Cool, nice. So on the Moth, this minion dies here.
Q spell, by the way. It's such a weird spell, in my opinion.
What spell?
The Velkoz Q.
Yeah,
I have some kind of mental block against it. It's so weird to dodge. Nothing so like
fun.
It. So this is wave 3. We're allowed to recrash this, which is great. Recrashing it makes it so the next wave meets in neutral, which is what we want. There's 2 reasons we can recrash this. The first reason is that we are Jinx, so we are a cheater. And then the second reason is that these guys are so low, they can't like walk up and contest your push on the wave, right? All right. So we cheat our wave in. Beautiful. Just throw some spells at them while they last it. Cool. Make the next wave meet in neutral.
I was kind of threatening
Okay,
this,
okay.
thinking, is this a recall timer? And then I looked at the wave and I'm like, no, it's really not. We can shove this advantage more.
Yep.
I should have picked the Ezreal, because in my opinion, if we were gonna base and not get lane locked, it should be on the cannon wave, right? But we should have probably based sooner then.
I think if you're gonna base, Ezreal should probably just base as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I should have pinged it.
Makes it awkward for him.
But I think
and
I'm
then-
already too late on the base.
Yeah. So Velkoz, you mess up the wave a little bit here. Jinx also messes it up. You see how these You see how these minions are in like a straight line, kind of? And then look at this one. You see how this minion is like off center from the rest of them?
Yeah.
That's because it aggroed to Jinx right now. And then what this is going to do, it might not do anything, but it's going to make our wave weird. And what we want is for the wave to be like perfectly symmetrical in the middle. Because if the wave is like weird, it'll aggro differently. Like your creep might aggro onto the cannon instead of these melees. And then this melee doesn't die. And what we want is for these three melees to die in the center of the lane. So even like aggroing the minion for half a second and then dipping back into the bush will make your wave a little bit weird. And then ideally when we're winning the war of attrition like this, because this is like optimal scenario to push the wave slow. If we push this wave fast, Ezreal will catch all of these minions onto the tower and we can't do anything. Maybe we can poke them under the tower, but that's it. If we push this wave slow, these three minions over here will die in the center of the lane, and Ezreal can't access them because he's so low, right? And then not only that, but Bard is gone. So if Ezreal walks up, even just to Q it, or just to catch XP, he's in range for Velkoz to kill him from the bush, right? And he's so low that Velkoz is like very threatening right now. So we want to push this wave as slowly as possible, and then you can see we walk out, range creeps aggro onto you, and then this is going to make our minions a little bit weird. They're hitting you, they're hitting you, they're still hitting you, they're still hitting you. So we're taking damage, but also our minions are doing less damage to the enemy minions, which is we want these to die as quickly as possible, right? Because if they do like a ton of damage, like if we really maximize it, we can even make Ezreal lose this cannon. And a cannon minion in the early game, it gives so much experience, right? And experience is what wins these range support versus range support lanes. Experience leads are really, really OP. And again, the reason is because of the level up spike. You remember earlier we talked about level up spike gives you 1,200 gold. 1,200 gold. So if we get an XP lead to the point where we're up, you know, a level for a whole wave, now this whole wave, they can't play the game, right? But we use those level timers a couple of times to force them out of lane again. Now they're a whole level down, and not even counting the extra gold we have, the extra point in our spell, just stats. We are just up 1,200 gold on them permanently the rest of the game because we're up a level, right?
Legit, all I needed to do was just sit in that bush and stay.
Yep, literally AFK. And then if Ezreal walks up, you just use your spell on him. And the reason that this is happening is one, because they got poked on the first wave and they used potions and shit, right? So, and then what Ezreal needed to do actually was just base. So I want to talk a little bit about, what happens when we're losing the war of attrition, right? I'm losing war of attrition. What do I do? So we have three options. We can get the wave in 2v2, and base, right? So Ezreal and Bard could just crash and then they get a recall. The second thing that we can do is get bailed out by jungle or mid, but it's very rarely does your mid laner ever bail you out. So what that would look like is your mid laner or your jungler comes bot and they help you crash your wave, and then that lets you recall, right? And then the last thing is embrace reality and base, ideally on a cannon wave, right? So the idea is if I stay in lane as Ezreal for the next like 2-3 minutes, eventually I'm going to have to take a bad base anyway, because I'm low HP, low mana. I can't win the war of attrition in the long run, right? Like I can't play this lane out for another like 2-3 minutes. And then if these guys play properly for the next 2-3 minutes while I'm here, I'm going to be bleeding minions over here, right? Like they're going to make minions die over here that I can't access. So if I'm going to be losing minions anyway, I should just base now, because I'm going to lose the minions when I base anyway, right? And I'm going to keep losing until I recall. So I'll just rip the band-aid off. I'll base now. I'll come back, lose the minions, and then now I can play the game. I'm full HP, full mana. I can play the game, right? And then in this 2v2 chamber, this is often going to be your only answer, right? Because if we're low, obviously we can't get the wave in 2v2 unless they really fuck up, and then there is no jungler or mid laner to bail you out. So that Joey actually made the right decision here by basing. And then for you, Joey, what you should do differently is ping your Ezreal to base. And then if he stays, maybe you just stay too. Or you can leave him. It's up to you. But the idea is whatever we want to do here, we probably want to do it together. So if Ezreal's going to stay, you should probably stay. Unless you're like literally one shot. And then if Ezreal, if Bard leaves, then you probably just leave here as well. And then
one
think about
advantage we get from me basing is I can at least get the mana back for the W, so Ezreal can at least get some HP back. And
it's
maybe
not terrible. I mean, also Ezreal is like the best champion to abandon 1v2 in a bad state. He is the best ADC to get abandoned in a bad state for sure, right?
No, I realized that we should have based myself too late.
Oh my god, I fixed it, guys. Holy shit. We're so back.
Oh, we're so back. Let's go.
In my tilde key was like pushed down. That's why it wasn't working. I don't know why. Okay, so let's just play it out. We'll watch the minions die.
One question.
Go ahead.
I have it's in this matchup, like particularly, I would have opted to go TP, to be honest. Like Ezreal can get away with it, and if a Bard likes to roam, wouldn't it be good for me to like go TP?
Yeah, but honestly, I don't think it even has anything to do with the fact of your support wanting to roam or not. It is convenient for him to an extent, but the idea is this is a war of attrition lane, and then barrier and is not that good in the war of attrition because we're not like fighting to the death, right? They're gonna poke me down and then poke me down and then poke me down and then now I can't play. So it's hard to get value out of your barrier when they're just like hitting you a little bit at a time, right? But then TP, I get poked down. I can stay in lane because I know I have my TP even though I'm low. Bard gets a roam timer or something. I just like Q minions from far away. And then eventually when they push me out, I'll base and then TP back. So TP in the War of Attrition is like a get out of jail free card. You remember how earlier I said, I'm not going to let you get out of jail unless you pay something? Like I'm going to force you to lose minions to get out of jail. TP just like gets around that basically. So it's really hard to pressure these like War of Attrition ADCs when they have TP. Now, it makes it so you will like literally always lose 1v1 against Jinx because she has barrier and you don't, right? But again, you're not ever like the point of this lane, you don't ever really want to just fight Jinx to the death, right? We want to poke her down, we want to whittle her down, and then maybe you can even like go from losing the War of Attrition to winning because now you trade your HP and mana to trade onto Jinx and Velkoz, you walk back and then recall with like 100, 200 HP, come back into the lane with items and then gold, and then if you can maintain the push, then these guys never get a chance to recall, and then now you're just laning against them with full HP, full mana, and Sheen, and it's like really hard for them to play, right? Yeah, so TP is really broken in the War of Attrition, really OP. So you should at least consider it as an Ezreal player. If you're playing range support versus range support, you should at least consider the TP. Not that you need to do it every game, and I would not recommend doing it every game.
I usually take it like against mages. I always go TP. So yeah. It is kind of like I thought about it.
But here's the thing, right? If the enemy support is Velkoz, but then your support is Leona, then TP is like worse. Does that make sense? Because it's kind of, you want your summoner to match your support's identity, basically. So if I'm playing a lane with a champion who all we can do is fight to the death, then I want the summoner that helps me to fight to the death. And then if I'm playing a lane with a support who all I can do is play the War of Attrition, then I want the summoner that allows me to like play the War of Attrition the best, which is going to be the TP, right? Generally speaking, right? Because, I'm not an ADC player, and then maybe some games it could be a really good TP game, but you take something else for whatever reason. Like they have Sejuani Leona, so you take Cleanse, or they have Draven, so you take Exhaust, or Samir or something, like... I could see different angles, but generally speaking, TP is good in War of Attrition, and barrier is good when you have a melee support. Is better when you have melee support. All right, so we're just zoning him. This cannon probably dies if we didn't fuck up this wave, by the way. Maybe it just dies anyway. Yep, it does. Ezreal is fucking miserable, by the way. And then do you see why pushing the wave slow is so OP? We just denied this
Yeah,
guy
but
like
we're literally
multiple
not
minions.
letting Ezreal play for a good
Yep.
like 2 minutes.
Yep, exactly. So now we are on a bit of a problem though, because this guy is back and he is full HP, full mana. So they're going to be like advantaged in the war of attrition somewhat now. So we have two choices here, kind of regardless of what choice we make. We are either going to choose to continue to play the war of attrition or just crash this wave and then base and then come back. Those are our two options. I'm down for either as long as we just hard to commit to one. But either way, you remember what I talked about earlier, that we want to do this like 2-wave cycle? Because so what this 2-wave cycle means now is we just slow push the first wave. The cannon is dead. Now what I want you to do is switch to hard pushing instead. So we should just one-shot this wave, this blue wave right here. So let's see what happens. Right now, you should just be rocketing this. Okay, so we're going to push this one slow. And then you are listening to me. I don't fault you at all for this, right? It's hard. I'm telling you like a lot of contradicting things, right? Like push fast but slow at the same time. Deny the minions, but then yeah. So the idea is the first wave, the one that is in the neutral state, we push that one slow. You did that one perfectly, right? The second wave is the one that we crash fast. Because now I want you to watch what happens to the wave. So we crash this. Now I know we're hitting it, but look at where this is now, right? It's right outside of their tower. So now, like, obviously we can't really punish last hits here. So we have to re-crash now and then let the wave meet in neutral again. Two problems with this. One is what is happening on my screen right now. When you walk up to crash this wave, they get to hit you, right? You can't hit them in the wave at the same time. So you probably, Jinx, just need to be in a safer positioning here, because understanding that we're like vulnerable here. Actually, three problems. So the first is that you're vulnerable to just getting traded on, right? The second one is that Ezreal and Bard can keep the wave here. When you hit it, they could just hit it back. And then now the wave could be stuck here for maybe multiple waves in a row, which is really bad for us, right? The third part is that now, instead of us spending basically our whole time here, and then we crash the wave here, so we just get like 10 minions versus 0. Now our wave is stuck here, which makes us vulnerable to jungle gank in a real game, right? Especially if what I said before happens, where Ezreal keeps the wave here. Wave is here for multiple waves in a row. Super easy jungle gank for the enemy team. Even if we have wards, it's really hard for us to play from here, right? And this is all because we pushed this wave slow when this one needed to be fast. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see that now.
Because if we crash this fast, then these minions will die much faster. The wave probably doesn't meet perfectly in the center, but it'll be more like over here somewhere, which is totally fine, versus like right outside their tower. It's just, it's way harder for us, right? And then blue side, it's important that you understand this exact same concept. When we're winning, push the first wave slow, let minions die in the center. Once all of the melees and maybe the cannon die, if there's no cannon, once the 3 melees die, just switch to hard pushing. If there is a cannon, let the cannon die too. Maybe, it might not. It depends on our minion RNG. It's not guaranteed. Then we crash, right? And then that will let the next wave meet back in the center, and we can just keep punishing last hits like this over and over again. All right, so let's skip forward a little bit. Jinx, where our wave is bad. We try to get it in. They fucking electrocute me. I lose half my HP. Thankfully, Ezreal is also no HP, no mana. Nice heal, actually. I like the preemptive heal like this. Joey gets freaky on him. We use barrier. Okay, now, you know, I don't know if War of Attrition is winnable from here. So we have to make a choice. Do I get the wave in 2v2? Do I try to play it? Do I get bailed out by my jungler or my mid laner? Or do I just embrace reality and base, ideally on a cannon wave? What is this? Cannon minion. Just base right now. That's the only play from red side. Yep. Joey, very well played, canceling the recall.
Oh, I didn't even see
fucking
how
annoying,
low she was.
by the way.
I had
Actually,
no clue.
so fucking annoying for red side that you do this.
Also, it was like 0.5 seconds. To
She let me know.
But
I backed up the wave, yeah.
Okay, well, let me look at this now. Do we have a stack or did we use it? You use it on these guys. Okay, it's reasonable. Just this stack shit is really OP for this exact situation, right?
Yeah,
and then we
so
use the stack on them. I don't hate it. The canceling the Jinx recall is really OP. It does mean that we can't get this wave in. I think the reality is we should just push this next one. I also think now your base ends up being really good because this wave held like this. If this wave didn't hold like this, like they were going to push the next one in, I would probably just stay and catch all of this if I'm blue side. or red side, sorry. Because
Okay.
if they crash this whole cannon wave and you lose a whole cannon wave for recalling, it feels really bad. And these guys in a real game, maybe you don't stay, like depending on the circumstances, right? Like if my jungler's topside and enemy jungler's bot, I definitely wouldn't stay because you could get dove. But in the strict 2v2, these guys are both no HP, no mana. They can't kill you under tower here if you just catch the wave, right? We could catch the wave, then we'll base, and we'll just lose less if we do it that way. But the end result ends up being really good for us because blue side bases on they don't get the wave all the way in before they base, so blue side just loses this whole 6 minions here, and then red side, we're going to lose some minions as well, but not as many as blue side did, so it's pretty good for us. All right. This is like Bard's domain. In a real game, I would be more inclined to play Vision in this area because I don't want Bard to be able to bounce in between mid and bot for free. That's kind of what he wants to do. And then also like the portal ganks are pretty threatening, right? But Bard is just like stronger than you in this area. So you have to be careful of fucking with him over here. Like,
yeah, my whole idea was to let Jinx see that Bard might teleport behind us, but I overstay like so hard. Like I gave the information, all I had to do was walk away.
And then now you can just leave. Like you put your ward down, you gave info, you queue this guy, great, go back around, just play with her. I think you just kind of stick around here too long.
Yeah, I do. I linger for ages.
Yeah, and then we miss our spell, and then Ezreal just trades onto Jinx really heavily while we're gone, and then now it's a little cooked, right? Like Ezreal's never allowed to do this if you're just here instead. I need to look at the trade though, because I feel like this shouldn't go that bad for Jinx. Like this is tier glowing mo Ezreal.
Well, but I have Jack of all trades, which gave me like 10 AD.
Oh, I see. It's really this bad though? I swear like Jinx should not be taking this much
really
damage.
strong in early game, yeah.
I mean, he hits WQ.
Oh, the
so...
PTA too.
Yeah.
What is this? Oh, you get this when you proc PTA. Okay. I'm like, does Jinx have PTA? But no, she's
No.
No, it's a self buff. Well, it used to be like an enemy debuff before.
Ezreal has refill pot. Jinx also has refill pot. Wave's in neutral. So I want to really just avoid getting Q auto'd by a Bard. This electrocute shit is so broken. We have to be really careful about that. I need to oh, look at how much damage he does to you with this electrocute, by the way. It's insane.
Crazy.
It's literally not even his champion. It's just the electrocute that does all this damage. And the fact that he procs it so easily. Okay, and then after this, we are at least considering this now, right? Like, oh, fuck, it looks a little hard now. Because it's not the immediate danger that we are worried about. It's the fact that if I want to play the War of Attrition, my plan is to stay here until someone has to base. So right now, I like constantly as we are trading and then HP pools change, I want to reevaluate how like the resources in the lane change the reality, right? Like if I start losing, I want to instantly start considering one of these ways to get out, right? So here, after I take this trade and my Velkoz is so low, Bard is full HP, I would already be considering like, maybe we need to find a way to get out of this lane now and then recall, right? And then we can see what ends up happening in the long run is we do die, right? So
I fuck up my...
Yep, and then if Ezreal, if you're really fucking freaky here, you could just flash the this. You just flash this right now.
Yeah, I wanted to do it, but I fucked it up. I don't know if like Velkoz did really well and cancelled it.
All right, and then
animation cancel it.
And then here, by the way,
I mean, I
Jinx,
think no, because if you Ezreal, you kind of even if you get stunned, you still E. But I don't know if like with Velkoz, it works the same.
It should, yeah. If you do it like as the Velkoz E hits
I think I eat forward, like I fucked up.
Yeah. But it's totally fine if you fuck up your E. It's just like it means you have to flash the Velkoz E instead, right? Yeah, totally fine to use your flash there. Okay, and then Jinx, if this guy doesn't have portal, you can actually flash him and kill him, but he does. Now you just have to base. We can't ever get this wave in. He will just play slow. He'll wait for his electrocute, and then he will just kill you. Now, there is a world where you try to, like, outplay him with your flash, because you know you have flash and he doesn't. But the reality is his Q auto electrocute does, like, basically 300 damage. So you're almost just dead from that. Yeah,
maybe
and then
if I had a little more mana, maybe.
Yeah, because then you can actually like rocket the wave a bunch, right? But we don't have enough mana to just one shot the wave. He will just walk up on you and fight you. But also, the wave is kind of better for you right now. It's slow pushing into you. So if you base right now, you will lose a good amount of these minions, but also all of these red side minions will die before Ezreal gets back into the lane. So Bard will just be getting the XP, and like we don't really care about Bard getting XP, right? Like the XP matters a lot more on the ADC. So yeah, just embrace reality and base here, angle. The same thing here, right? Same fundamental, except this time you don't have a choice to wait for the cannon wave. You just have to do it now. All right, so let's speed up. Very well played from Joey. He even pulls the wave. So as Velkoz, you can consider, you have two options now. You can consider trying to break this freeze or just pushing it slow. It depends on the proximity of your Jinx. So if your Jinx is close enough to like actually get here.
To break it, so I just listened to him.
Oh yeah, if he's close enough to like catch some minions, then we want to delay it. If he's not close enough to catch some minions, like his tempo is really bad, then we just want to shove it because we don't want to allow the next wave to freeze and then lose some of that as well.
Yeah,
right?
it was really far, so I pinged him to like push.
Cool. All right, and then now we just need to get this wave in. Yep, rocket this one. It's in the weird spot, right? We just need to get it in. Ooh. It's like a freaky Ezreal E to dodge that Velkoz cube, but then unfortunately we went in, so we took a little bit of damage. But I like the fact that we dodged it. All right, we're winning. We pick up some health. As Velkoz, I just want to play mid bush. I want to pressure from Fog with my spells. As Jinx, I want to push the wave faster than them, but as slowly as possible, and then just try to generate timers where we can hit this Ezreal and get damage on him. Any amount of damage on Ezreal is going to be really valuable now. Cool. Bard is running at us, so we'll just hit him instead. They are getting the prio, so I would maybe hit the wave a little bit more if I'm Jinx here. Yep, cool. Maybe like one more auto as well. Okay, Ezreal is 6. This is just like dangerous from Velkoz because you're low and enemy Ezreal is 6. And then also you have to be really careful. Like this is a reactive spell, right? You don't. The only time we like fish for this is when we cast it from Fog, which we do. So I don't mind it as much. At least we're casting it from the Fog. But the reality is like casting your E on the enemy ADC when he has a dash is just like a bad idea. We want to hold it so that when he dashes, I immediately E ulti his face and he just dies. He'll literally just die. If he has no flash and he E's in, and you E him, he'll just die from full HP. This Velkoz, if you have ults, right? This Velkoz champ does so much damage. So we get Ezreal, which is nice. He barriers. Bard blocks the Jinx ulti. And then here, what we have to understand, I mean, also, this is kind of the Jinx thing. Okay. Press W. From here, Ezreal cannot play the game anymore, right? If my Jinx doesn't lose all of her HP and then Velkoz doesn't run in and then die, it's like unplayable for them. Because what we have to understand about the war of attrition is like once they get low, they've already lost. Does that make sense? Like, I don't have to kill them right now because now Ezreal is so low that he can't play the game. Like if I just let the wave meet in neutral and let minions die, he can't touch them. He can't even walk up to get XP. So I could just completely zone Ezreal off of XP. So his only option is to base. And then if he bases, I crash the wave and he loses a whole wave. And now he's down like 150 gold and a bunch of XP, which honestly, denying him a whole wave of minions is more worth than just getting a kill. Like 300 gold for you and the little bit of XP you get, it's more worth denying him the XP. Like, I don't even care about the gold that much. XP, I cannot overestimate how valuable XP is in this game. It's really, really OP. So if we can deny Ezreal XP, I would honestly rather do that than kill him, especially if this guy is going to stay, because that's what will happen in your guys' games. He doesn't know. He's not a coached player. Right? The players are playing against. He doesn't know that he has to base right now or he can't play the game forever. So Ezreal will just stick in lane. He'll throw out Qs. You'll deny him a fuck ton of farm. He'll stand here and just like bleed waves over and over again until he can't play the game anymore. Yeah, and it's just like miserable for him, right? And then once he finally bases, so as Velkoz, I think we talked about this before, right? But say we don't kill ourselves here. What's the next step? I want to push the wave slow, let minions die in the center of the lane, and then as Velkoz, I will play as like a human ward. It's a little hard because Bard kind of solo kills you if you do it, but let's say Bard isn't here, right? And then Ezreal's low. What I want to do is kind of walk up here and then use my body as a human ward. If I see Ezreal under the tower, then I will continue to push the wave slow and deny minions, right? If I walk up here and I see no Ezreal or I see him recalling, I will just let him recall and then I will one-shot the wave so he loses the whole wave, right? So the idea is I will make Ezreal lose 3 out of 12 until he bases. Every other wave, I'm going to deny 3 melees in the center, right? And then once Ezreal bases, then I'm going to flip my switch to, instead of slow pushing to deny 3 out of 12, I'm going to hard push to deny 6 out of 6 or 7 out of 7 if there's a cannon, right? This is the idea. So that's what we're doing now. I remember
feeling this sense of urgency to kill Ezreal because I was thinking if I linger here, all it takes is Ezreal to an EWQ and I'm dead. But
yeah, it's a little scary. But Ezreal feels the same way,
faith
right?
in my teammate to protect me. Because he's Jinx.
All right, and then this guy lives with like, oh, my 3 health. Holy shit.
Yeah, I wanted to scream.
Okay. And then this is, so Jinx, this is what I was talking about last time, right? When they crash the wave like this, just stay and catch it and then base after. They're so low resources, it's really hard for them to do this to you. The only time this is bad is if like enemy junglers can dive you. If you're not diveable, then it's better to just stay and catch this, right? Yeah, now, the decision you made last time was actually better because they fucked up, right? But if they didn't fuck up, it would have been better for you to do the same exact thing you just did. All right.
I was a bit afraid with these waves.
So if I'm Bard, this is a roam timer. Probably if I'm Velkoz as well. This is probably also a roam timer.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, I want to run mid right now, but there's nobody mid. So.
But no point, so we will just play the lane. They kill this, next wave is in neutral, cool. And like this is what I mean, totally acceptable, right? We got damage on him. We got what we wanted. Totally fine to damage the wave a little bit, right? All right, and then we even just go for the EW ulti. Again, I would probably wait for Ezreal to use his E before I did this. But either way, chunking this guy for like 70% like we did is great. The problem is if we do this and he just dodges it, it's a lot of your mana, especially if you like invested the ulti preemptively and then he dodges it. Like, it's really bad, right?
Yeah.
But end result here is pretty good.
Luck, because I got lucky, I guess.
Now, we do have to push this wave, I agree, because Velkoz, this time, you actually did fuck the wave, but it was like you're literally ultiing through it, you know what I mean? It's like, you have to do so much damage to the wave for you to actually, like, fuck it. So we did here, just get this in, we can throw Qs from far away, but we don't want, like, our HP in the War of Attrition, in general, it is more important for us to stay healthy than it is for us to poke them down. Our HP matters more than the enemy's HP. So if that's the case, like, I would be down to stand here and like throw some shit, but I would rather like be standing so far away that I'm confident Ezreal can never Q me. I'm going to stand outside of Ezreal's Q range, and then I'm going to throw my Jinx W when he last hits a minion, right? I'll wait for him to kill this, then I'll throw my W. I'll wait for him to kill a minion, then I'll throw my Velkoz Q, because these spells are so long range. But I really want to preserve my HP right now. All right, and then we just get Bard ultied. We're fucking dead. This Bard is so tanky, by the way. I guess not buying potions is broken.
Free gold.
All right, and then it's just over. Okay, cool. So, is there anything that we talked about that someone doesn't understand? Or does this everything we talked about, does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah, but I had a question about fake basing, I guess. Like, can't you like fake base whenever, like, if he walks up and I see he walks up to check if I'm basing or not, I cancel my base, and if I'm on the boost, for example, and I just like fake base and just take the minions.
Yep, that's the best play for you to do, actually, and it's kind of a coin flip. Because if they don't call your bluff, it's like really fucking bad for you if they just slow push the wave, because now we're just like bleeding minions for free for fun, right? The other thing you can do besides fake basing, what the ADC players do to me, that usually if they do it, this is what works. Is they just walk back, like completely back. So I'll walk up here to check, and then they just walk back to like here and stand here, basically. And then I'll be like, oh, they're gone. So I just one-shot this wave. I walk back and then recall, and then as this wave crashes, then they walk back from the fog and then catch the wave here. But it's the same concept, right? Like faking that you recalled so that you're allowed to catch this whole wave before you base. You're trying to like cheat your way out of having to take a bad reset. Basically, but just understand that if it's a flip, it's a coin flip, and if we lose the coin flip, it is very bad for us. But it is probably the best. It's like worth it to at least consider, if that makes sense. Yeah, Bard just takes Ignite like basically every time. I will say, I mean, I haven't seen what Carry is doing. I would assume that I think what they're doing in Worlds though is taking Unsealed Spellbook heal, probably, if I had to guess. Bard
They
has
play
just
like a
been
whole
banned
different
like
Bard.
every fucking game, though, so it's hard to tell. But that is not the way we encourage Bard to be played. I think Electrocute is like just makes your champion in the lane. It is literally just like makes you a champion. If you don't have Electrocute, you're like fucking useless in the lane until you get levels. So yeah, I think the reality is you just take Electrocute, you take Ignite, and you try to play to kill people in the early game. Like you just cheat as Bard. You try to cheat. And Electrocute and Ignite is what allows you to cheat. But Heal is just better for 2v2 fighting. It just does more than Ignite does. Ignite is only better if you're like using it to burst one person down and kill them, right? But if you get the Heal off before Ignite, Heal always just gives you more effective HP in a trade than Ignite does. It gives like 150 and then Ignite does what the fuck? It does 200 damage. But this is like 150 twice, right? So this is like 300 HP. And I think, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Heal also gets increased by like Revitalize and stuff. Not that Velkoz has that, but...
You don't really go Ignite for the lane anyway. It's more so if you want to look for picks in
Side
the
lane
jungle
kills and
where you
stuff
need
like
the
that.
extra damage. I rarely Ignite in lane.
But if I was
It's
playing Bard, I'd probably take Ignite like literally every single game.
I do as well.
But you know, if I'm playing Bard in competitive and I have a really like easy lane, I maybe would go Unsealed Spellbook Heal, depending on my shit, right? But in solo queue, I'm taking Ignite like literally 100 out of 100 games, probably.
I just switch between heal and exhaust, depending on whether they pick Draven or something like that.
Yeah, I think right
Something
now
with
Heal is just in
Ezreal
a better spot than the other sums. And then if I had to guess, it will probably get nerfed because they're just taking it every game on every champion at Worlds. So Heal will probably get nerfed eventually. But yeah, for now, Heal is just better than everything else.
The
And
move
so
speed
the
it
Ignite
gets
is
is
kinda
so
crazy.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to use that little burst of speed to get in range to throw a shot, so good. Obviously, you're not ideally using heal for the move speed. It's helped me a couple times.
Yeah. No, it's really good. A lot of times what people have been doing too is they just heal on like the first two waves to take a trade too. They'll like heal to run away from the enemy team, or they'll heal to like get, you know, I'm 2, they're 1. I'm going to heal for the movement speed so I can get in range to hit them and like trade on them or something. They'll do stuff like that. And then also it's just like good to put your heal on cooldown early in the lane because the cooldown is like short enough to where you can then even use it twice, right? Yeah. That answer your question, Ebarn? Did you have any more? Anybody else? Any other questions about this game? All right, let's run it back. So Joey will make the lobby again, and then we'll switch sides this time. Just play the different side, even though I don't really give a fuck about the side, but some people care, so. Yeah, and then generally well played, guys, and I think we're understanding the war of attrition, and we got a really good example of like why we want to push the first wave slow and then the second wave fast, right? So just try to keep that in mind. And then if the wave is in like a weird spot and you don't like it, totally fine. You know, you fuck something up, wave is weird, totally fine. Just like fix it and then get the next wave in neutral, and then we can play the game again. And then the only other thing I want us to think about is like I'm losing the war of attrition. What do I do? So just, you know, try to get out of lane as quickly as you can and just come back. And then also try to get out on a cannon wave, ideally, if we're losing, right? Come back, keep playing. Yeah, I think that's it. I think everything else looked good to me. Oh yeah, and then just don't, if you take damage, the Jinx lane, I just want you to walk in with the wave. It'll feel way better. Like use the wave as a shield when you walk in, so Ezreal can't Q you from the bush or something, because they're gonna have control of the bushes, right? And then just walk in and hit the wave level 1, and then Ezreal lane, like if we take damage level 1, I would much prefer us to base instead of using our potion, if possible, right? If possible. If it's not possible, like, it's never worth it to base if you're gonna lose XP. But if you're not gonna lose XP, we should just base every time.
So like we can just like walk to lane, because like I thought we had to like simulate the game, so I went to like the typical way.
No,
you go to, like if the enemy, if they try to invade or something.
No,
so
don't play as if you would in solo
okay.
queue. Play as if it's just a isolated 2v2 in this. I want us to really understand how our champions interact, how controlling the bushes work, like what controlling the bush does. I want us to really understand like how valuable all of this shit is, and it starts from level 1. Like in my personal solo queue games, I am sprinting to the bot bush level 1 every single game, no matter what. I never 5-point or anything like that. The bot bush is so OP, guys. Like it is so OP. If you're able to get the mid bush, it's really broken.
Do we just run it back now?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to say, alright.
Good luck, guys.
Yeah, good luck, have fun.
Good luck, good luck.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
It's exceptional.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
It seems your chances of survival are less than 0. Replicating
All right, let's call it here.
Phew. That was so fun.
These are both
GG,
really
guys.
good, I think.
Good.
GG.
It's nice to.
Sorry, it's muscle
For
memory
not
to
helping you
spam
in that
mastery.
last
I didn't mean to be an asshole.
No, I get it. It's fine.
We're getting
Good
a
as
bit
well.
more like, because normally I do this with people who have played the 2v2 drills like 100 times. So it's nice to see more like mistakes, I guess. Which is kind of
It's
a
so
weird way
hard
to
to
say
like
it, but
put it into practice in the moment and not just autopilot.
yeah.
I was like
Yeah.
autopilot and I was like, wait, no, think about what Yark said. Okay, do this. And then I autopilot again. And I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, but that's how we get better at it, right? Just recognize it in the moment and then try. And then if you go autopilot again, super fine, right? Just do it again. It's about like the reps, the repetition, right? We're not going to just instantly be able to be like thinking about the wave perfectly all the time and all that kind of stuff. But just build it as a habit, do it slowly, consistently. All right. I need the replay.
Oh yeah. Oops, my bad.
No problem.
Shouldn't take long.
But for the ADCs in the support academy, we always do replay files for reviews. We don't do ascent VODs or anything like that.
Oh, yeah,
I
Ascent
have
is
been
legit.
doing them more occasionally, and I do think it is actually good to do the ascent VODs sometimes. But I personally just like having control over what I'm gonna see and not see in the game. Because oftentimes I'll have a support ask me like, oh, should I roam here? And then I just can't answer them because I can't look at the wave states around the map and they're not looking at it in their VOD. Okay, my fucking shit is not... Dude, what did they do to the minimap, by the way? Like, I don't know why. Did you see you can like move it around? It's so cringe
What?
now. Yeah, I don't know what they did. But in the
I didn't
spectator,
notice.
you can like move the minimap around, and then when you click on the map, it doesn't like... When you click and drag on the map, it doesn't do what you want it to do all the time. All right. I just... Okay. You do you, but if this is me, I'm buying 2 potions. That's all I'm saying. You do you, though. Okay. All right. So when I say walk in with the wave, I want you to be like here, kind of. We walked in a little bit too far back, and the problem is that Ezreal gets to hit this wave so much more before we get here. It might not matter, Jinx is like really just the
I was
most
afraid
broken
of the
champion in the
Bard
whole game.
being in the first bush.
It's hard for him to, because he needs to like Q you for it to feel really good, right? And then it's hard for him to Q you through the wave. You can also like trade on him back.
Okay.
If he auto Qs you through the wave and electrocutes you, it will suck. But getting the prio is more important than losing that HP, like, because again, 1200 gold spike at 2 minutes in the game is just completely broken. It's worth trading HP for. The other thing that you can do is if you're scared, you could walk here level 1 and then ward this bush with a ward, especially if we're going to go double ward. Right? Because we only need one ward for the gank. So I would just ward this bush if I was afraid of this one. Typically, what I would do personally in a matchup like this is I would sprint bot level 1. And I'm going to ward the bush right here as Velkoz, right? And then I'll get my ADC to hold her ward. And then after we crash on wave 2, I'll get Jinx to ward the river instead of me. And then, you know, if Bard is in here, then we could play differently. Maybe we even like wrap around and go this way. And then if Bard isn't in here, then we feel super safe to just walk up and hit the wave instantly. Because the last thing I want to do is be too scared of Bard and then let me being scared of Bard give Ezreal the push level 1. I do not want to let these guys hit
That's what I was thinking of.
too.
All I could think of was, oh my god, we're gonna get stunned by Bard. I'm just gonna hide. But,
And then
yeah,
you
we
can see
gave up.
it just doesn't fucking matter. It just doesn't matter. This Jinx champion
Yeah,
is like
it's
so
like-
crazy, man. It's so crazy. That
I guess
rocket is
normally I
bad.
would be punished for that.
Yeah. This rocket was bad because you only hit 1 minion, so just use minigun instead. But otherwise, all the other rockets were good. Cool. If we're scared of Bard, play up here and then hit the wave from this side. Obviously, if you play up here, you're kind of vulnerable to Ezreal Q. But if you just wait until the one, you could probably like wiggle and dodge it or like sneak an auto or something. Because we want to stand here, but if we stand here, we're hittable by Bard. And if I want to stand here to avoid Bard, but then I'm hittable by Ezreal. If this wave comes and then settles up here, then you can just hit from here for free and Ezreal can't ever hit you, right? So at the absolute worst case, we just wait for this minion to walk up. But I think I would be looking to get at least like 1 auto on the wave here as Jinx. Guys, we got to play away from the Bard bush. When he's sitting in here, we have no vision of it, right? Just play up here, hit the wave, use the minions as a shield. Bard Q is down now, though, so we don't really have to be afraid of him anymore. All right, we hit 2. We can walk up on them. It's a little bit scuffed. 1, because we pushed the wave too fast. Our wave should be here, ideally, but it's here. So it's a little bit further up, and that makes it awkward. The second thing that makes it awkward is that Bard picks up Chime, so he's actually level 2 early. And then it seems like, oh wait, I didn't even notice this. We hit the range creep? Yeah. Okay, this rocket on the range, it needs to be on the melee instead. Because 3 melees is what we care about on this wave. So actually though, if this was the first wave, rocketing the backline is better, right? But on the second wave, we want to rocket the melees because what we care about is killing these 3 melees. That's what gives us level 2, right? But this auto means that now Ezreal and Bard are going to hit 2 at the same time, or around the same time, because once this minion dies, Ezreal will be 2. So we can't really do anything. We walk up to take a trade, and then we get Bard stunned on the thing, and now we're just going to fight to the death. So now it just becomes about landing our Velkoz Q. Obviously, if Ezreal's really good, he always just flashes this, and it never lands. But we just have to pop this here before it gets to all the way, right? We just have to land this Q on him.
I was playing around in practice tool earlier, and I've got good MS. But I've noticed something weird, and I don't know if it's a bug, right? But I tried to play in practice tool to see what is the absolute earliest window you can recast Velkoz Q. The answer right now, inconsistent. You can like slap your keyboard immediately, and the recast is inconsistent. And I don't know why that's happening. I don't know if it's a computer problem, I don't know if it's a bug, but yeah, it's frustrating.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I'm not a Velkoz expert at all, right? I barely play this champ. I will say I'm confident. Like that one was like a medium range.
Yeah,
right?
that one I had
here,
time to get for sure. But there's been times where I've been trying to do the quick recast and then it doesn't recast, and I'm like, bro, what's going on?
Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about items here. The boots and the Amp Tome together are a little scuffed, and I'll tell you why. So what Amp Tome is saying is it's saying I want to play for my lane and then use my stats to like do more damage to these guys and then kill them in the lane and stuff. And then what Boots is saying is that I want to move around the map and do stuff on the map. So if I'm playing for roaming, then maybe I go like Boots Darkseal instead, or maybe even just Boots, because that's common on engagers. I think I would probably go this if I was playing for roaming, or boots Darkseal instead. But generally, Velkoz is not like a roaming champ. The second thing is, so like if I wanted to pressure these guys in lane as much as I possibly could, I would go like double Amptome or Amptome Sapphire Crystal, Amptome plus Darkseal, right? Or maybe if we have a lot of gold like this, you could even on first base buy like double Amptome Darkseal or Amptome Sapphire Crystal Darkseal. Like those are just going to give you a lot more damage in the lane, right? And then in general, actually, like when we're playing a War of Attrition lane, the most valuable stat is actually like mana or mana regen, right? Because this Sapphire Crystal, it will allow you to get like, 40 mana. This is crazy. How many Qs are you going to be able to get off at 40 mana each, right? You're going to be able to cast this like so many extra times. So the Sapphire Crystal will just feel way better than boots in this matchup if we're playing for lane, right? I want to buy items that help me win lane. And then if I'm playing to roam, then I'm going to commit more to like roaming items like a Darkseal or something. All right. Yep. Crash this wave. Cool. It's in. We can just leave now. We damaged the first minion a little bit. That's fine. Look for Qs on Ezreal. Hit this guy because he's chained up. Yeah, and then if I'm Ezreal Bard right now, like I'm just slamming the wave. What is Jinx doing? She's in Narnia. I'm just going to use this timer to get Prio on the wave, and they can't contest me. And then
I was just like to zone off the wave.
Yeah.
I didn't expect
no,
you to hit, otherwise I would have
fine. I just think like if you're doing this, then Ezreal needs to just like literally cue the wave and just start slamming it with his auto attacks. Or even just like spam auto, right? And then once Velkoz walks in your range, you can hit her for sure. All right, so we're hitting the wave. Cool. We're trying to maintain our passive stacks. Try not to let it drop. It drops pretty like if we're playing really optimally on Ezreal, we just have like 5 of stacks almost the entire lane. We very rarely do we want to let it drop. Cool, we're just poking, we're chilling. Jinx is really low mana, so this mana is her tool to get Prio. So now we don't even have to use much mana on the wave as Ezreal to get Prio. Also, I am level 4, so and then my Bard is about to be level 4, so I'd probably hit this wave, hit 4 on Bard, and then just run these guys down and fight them to the death with my level up timer. You kind of can already do it because Jinx is no mana and we're level 4. Now Jinx is 4, so we lost our timer kind of. They're both 4. We're just poking. You have to be a little bit more careful with your mana on Jinx, I think.
Yeah, we see a lot of W's.
Alright, now we're just gonna push. Bard is kind of low, so he wants to roam. Ezreal E's in. Now, I don't want to discourage your E's, because some of them have been pretty freaky, but generally speaking, Ezreal is a champion where before you E in, you want to be 100% sure that this E is what you want, right? We do not want to be Eing in unless we're 100% sure that this E is good. So, like here, I actually don't mind this one. This one is reasonable. It's somewhat reasonable, but again, like, when they have this spell, when they have, like, a spell that is very bad to get hit by that you have to dodge, Velkoz E, Rakan W, Alistar combo, right? These kind of spells, Nautilus Hook. You want to hold your spell to do that. If you use your E aggressively, we're just asking to get hit by the Velkoz E. Right? It's like so easy for Velkoz to E you when you E into her like this.
These might be too much,
wow.
I think so. Or maybe not.
I had barrier, I think, or...
Yeah, that was insane. But I think it's just too late, you don't have it
I have no mana
yet.
for rockets, so I want to win rate to basic attack.
Oh
here I was
my
like-
god.
Yeah, the bar is 0.5.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
I don't know, here, is it okay for me to die there, even if, like, if I die, and she also dies, like, she loses the whole wave, so is it okay?
I was looking at items. Let me go back.
I think if you barriers, we live and kill Bard.
It's always
right?
better for red side. This is always better for red side. Even if Jinx kills Ezreal and then dies, it's still better for red side. Because this wave will crash. Velkoz does not have the resources to hold it. Bard could just kind of stand here and hit Velkoz. It'll crash, and then Jinx is going to lose a whole wave, right? So this is just like a very high-risk play from Jinx. I don't mind it too much, though, because it kind of ties into your identity. You have lethal tempo. You win the long trades. Ezreal E'd in. He's really low. It feels like we could just win. The other thing that we could do here, maybe... Nah, we don't have one. Is ward the bush, but we didn't have a ward. So, yeah. But I think the idea is, you know... Again, I would just want to stress... Don't let me completely change the way that you play the game, first of all. But when the enemy gets low understand that like your first reaction doesn't have to be like, oh my god, I'm gonna fucking flash in and kill this guy right now. Like in the war of attrition, when they're low, they've already lost. That's what I want you guys to understand. If we just play disciplined, we understand the wave states, we use the wave state to our advantage, we play properly, these guys will lose shit. Ezreal Bard will lose shit if we just chill from here. We don't have to accelerate. Now, this is a bit of an exception because the wave is in, so Ezreal and Bard could just walk back and base, but then we can clear this wave, we push the next wave, and then now we're gonna base with like one wave more of gold instead, right? And then maybe we catch this wave, we kill the next one, and maybe that gives you enough for like BF sword or something, right? I don't think it would, but yeah, so like the idea is, you know, we're fine just letting them leave. We'll push. Ideally they don't get a base and maybe Velkoz can cancel or something, but if they do, we're down to just like one shot the next wave. I'm Jinx, I'm Jinx Velkoz, I have wave clear, I'll get it in, and then you know, they'll lose something and I'll have a better base. All right, so let's look at this next thing. This is slow pushing into them, so yep, we just need to push this one, smash it. I think it takes us a little bit too long to smash it. We could have got it in earlier, but we get it in. Cool. You can see there's a very fine line here. If we hit it like 1 or 2 less times, this is going to freeze outside of their tower and be awkward. And then if you get ganked on this timer, we're just dead. So I like this wave management. It could just be a little bit cleaner, a little bit faster. The exact decision you made, just a little bit faster. So now we want to recrash this one. That's reasonable because the wave is a little weird. Yep, hit his ass. I would trap earlier. Oh wait, we used traps from cooldown. Okay.
Yeah, traces on the bar.
Yep, totally fine then. Hit this guy. Kite in the wave. Don't let Ezreal Q you. You don't have to feel bad about... Yeah, okay, this is just awkward. Just like, okay, Bard is gone. Again, we're tunneling too much on killing people in these games, both sides, right? Bard is 200 HP. He is cooked. He cannot play the game. He cannot play. Not only that, but if he doesn't base by the time Jinx hits 6, then he might just die, right? I'm fully stacked lethal tempo. Bard is out of my range. Like, I'll hit him again right here. Now I'm switching to Ezreal. Just hit this Ezreal. He will... Now, both of them are going to be 1 HP. And they actually can't play the game anymore. It's so cooked if we just hit Ezreal here. But we agreed. We hit Bard. Then we get Bard queued off of the creep. Now we're dead. And it's just a fucking disaster. It's like a complete disaster. Because it's sad because this was winning for us. This was a blue favored trade, right? Like, red side fucked up. But then we fucked up back and we got hit by the Bard queue and we die. We lose another wave. Now these guys are going to be up like a whole level. Let's look. Ezreal is 6 1/4. Jinx is 5 1/4. Yep, they're up a whole level. Game is really fucking hard now. Push this one slow. If we get lucky, this cannon will die. We get lucky. Cool. That's going to wrestle some XP advantage back. So if we look at Ezreal, we're actually like much closer now. You can see. Do you see how much of a difference this cannon minion makes, by the way? Cannons are like so... They give so much XP, guys. Like, it's so OP. Okay, so now this is the fast push wave. Just crash this one. Crash this one. Crash this one. All right, we don't, and now they're gonna thin it. Now they crash into us. Ezreal's really strong. He's just queuing. It's just fucking cooked now, isn't it? They're just gonna smash wave in our face.
Level 6. I don't know if I should have them or not.
You saying? Sorry, could you repeat that?
Because you said that I had to push the wave, but I was thinking that they had level 6. We are
we're leveled down. The problem is
that
we're
was
just
what
like
I was thinking as well. I was like,
the
there's 6.
time,
We're so cooked.
Maybe you're right. The thing is they're just up a level on you all the time, so it's a little awkward, but also we're like close to 6, right? Like if we just smash this wave, we will hit 6 before this wave dies.
Yeah.
So but I don't hate your decision. Like as long as there's a reason why we are doing this, I'm fine with it, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm like, you know, we made a decision.
My mind was just live until level 6, and then we can like reassess when we hit it.
But yeah, I like the way we're thinking. I you know, we're putting a lot of emphasis on the level up spikes, which is important to me. But the thing I want you to also understand is like when we're really close in XP to hitting level 6, then I want you to put emphasis on hitting the wave just to like level up, if that makes sense. Like we're down to just smash the wave a little bit, even though that maybe is not necessarily what we want, just to get on the 6 timer, so we're on an even playing field, right? And then maybe these guys, like Ezreal, ease forward because he sees you're level 5 and he wants to just trade. We hit the minion, we hit 6 at the same time, and you just Velkoz combo him and he's dead from full HP, right?
Did Ezreal and Bard let it come into them though? Like if they don't thin it as much? Because there was a big, like they can... Yeah, like they can keep 5 here. and
Or
then-
even here, I think they could just... It's fine to even just, like, let it be neutral. Like... Here now. I think you just stop hitting it now, right? And then just let these minions die in the center. Jinx will have to walk up to farm, and then whenever she does, we could look Bard ulti, we could look Ezreal Qs, Ezreal ulti, right? We could maybe even look on the Velkoz. Like, we, you know, we want the wave to be in neutral. So I like
think-
that we thinned it. I just think you guys thinned it too much is the problem. That's a good point.
Can I ask a question again about build? So you were talking about make a choice based upon what your plan is. And you're like, well, if you're going down the boots route, then you're all about roaming. If it's about pressure in lane, then get more AP. What happens then when you end up with like an inventory full of components? Because I was like trying to get to that lost chapter, which is partially why I sat on the 1 amp tome. And then I was also thinking boots for like dodging skill shots.
Yeah, it's like decent in this lane, right? Like there's some lanes where boots is actually like a valuable movement speed is a valuable combat stat. And this is like somewhat one of those lanes. Like it's not terrible to have boots, right? It's just that if I'm playing the War of Attrition, the easiest way for you to be useless in the War of Attrition is to run out of mana. So I would feel more pressured to like buy a Sapphire Crystal there instead of boots personally. But I don't hate the boots. I don't hate them.
Like could optimize it.
Yeah, yeah. The idea is, you know, I want you to be thinking about, like, don't just, like, autopilot buy your items. Think, like, oh, okay, I'm playing War of Attrition. I'm not roaming. What items can I buy that give me the best chance of winning the War of Attrition? What are the most useful items I could possibly buy in the War of Attrition? And generally, it's going to be, like, Amp Tome and then Mana Regen or Mana. So, like, for a mage, it's going to be, you know, Sapphire Crystal. And then for a different range support, it might be Fairy Charm, right? You'll buy like Amp Fairy Charm on a base and then walk back.
That makes sense. Because then it could be like the difference between Ezreal getting out on 1 HP or dying.
Yeah, because like this Sapphire Crystal, it gives 250 mana. Your Q costs 50 mana. So this gives you 5 Qs. Like actually 1,000 damage. Literally 1,000 damage right now at level 5. If we land all of the Qs. And you know, the mana isn't always going to be useful. But yeah, like if I'm in a strict War of Attrition lane, especially if I'm against some other, like, because Bard, he's more down to roam. He doesn't necessarily want to just sit in lane and lane against you forever. But if I'm playing in some other laning champ, Karma, like some other mage, like Nico, then I really just want as many stats as I can get, right? I'm only playing War of Attrition against this guy. So I want to give myself the best chance to win.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Okay, and then now we're just kind of slowly bleeding, right? Ezreal's just strong as fuck. Now, the nice part about this Velkoz champ is that, like, one, you do just so much damage that we can, if we play well and land good spells, we can bail ourselves out of this lane, kind of, by poking them down. The second thing is, like, if Ezreal fucks up and you just E-ulti him instantly, and he has no, like, E's forwards, and he doesn't flash your E, he will just die. So I would just kind of, even though you're panicking here and you don't want to die, I think you just have to hold your E until he dashes, right? And then put it here. Realistically, Ezreal probably flashes this anyway, but at least we're like forcing the flash, right? And then I like the Velkoz ulti. We know he doesn't have E, he doesn't have flash. Get some damage off on him. We trade the kill. This is nice. And then I think the reality is, like, again, kind of the exact same situation as before. Okay, we killed them. We're in a good spot. Base. Bard is too fucking strong. Just reset. Just get out of here. Like, we're so happy to have been bailed out. Our Velkoz gifted us a bailout by using spells really well, right? So if that's the case, I don't want to, like, throw my bailout in the trash by trying to force this and then die into Bard. I'm just gonna base. And then honestly, it's a cannon wave, right? Like, Bard is gonna have a hard time crashing this. His best play is kind of just to fuck off. If you guys leave, his best play is literally to just like roam mid or play vision or something, or even just like recall and then roam out of base or something, right? Like, there's no real point in him like trying to push this wave or even just like standing here and collecting XP. Which obviously, you know, giving Bard a roam timer is less than ideal, but dying is worse for sure. Cool. So I think I saw like drastic improvements in the wave management though. So I'm really happy with this. So we understand, you know, War of Attrition. We want to punish last hits. The best way to do that is the 2-wave cycle. The, you know, what do I do when I'm winning the War of Attrition? How do I deal with that? And then the only other thing I want us to be thinking about after today is like, when the enemy is low, don't fucking like flash in and throw everything at them and then die, right? When they get low, be like, okay, these guys are fucked. I know how to punish them. I know when this guy is low, I can punish him with the wave management. Think about how you want to manage the wave and then do that, right? Do that instead. And then most of the time, what will happen is that this guy will just stay on 100 HP because he doesn't want to give a wave and he'll die anyway. You know, you'll just kill him anyway. And your elo. People just like totally greed and then stay and then die. Or if they do stay over and over again, then you can do the 2-wave cycle, and until they leave, they're gonna bleed 3 out of every 12 creeps, right? Like literally 25% of their golden XP down the drain for free until they base. And then once they base, I'm gonna make them lose a whole wave as well. Right? So when the enemy is low, don't panic. Just continue with the game plan, right? Okay, so any other questions for me, guys, before we wrap up the first game?
It's more a bar specific thing, if you don't mind, but it has to do with the wave management. Because, like, yeah, I'm supposed to trade with my Q, electrocute, and my meep. And if I use my meep, I should auto-attack the wave. But because, like, my trading window is kind of conditional on me having a good Q angle most of the time, sometimes I just sit in a bush holding my meep for a trade, and then we just lose push.
Yeah.
But if I do use it to push, I cannot trade back, basically. Yeah. So how should I approach the... How should I, like, balance
that? That is, like, somewhat, to a degree, your weakness, right? You're weak, you have to trade around electrocute, but then the thing that... Your electrocute is conditional. Your Q is conditional, your meep is conditional, and then we have to find timers to line both of those up at the same time. And if you're, you know, if we're autoing the wave a lot, then we're going to lose timers. The reality is, like, it's just about reps and then playing it. There is no, like... Just do this. I would say, like, the best general advice I have for you for that is the more the enemy push has, the more likely I am to hit the wave. Now, if they have so much more push than me that I don't think I can ever get the push anyway, like they're playing Sivir Karma and I have, like, Kaisa level 1, then I'm down to just, like, let them push. I'm not going to get it anyway, and I'll just, like, try to find some creative angle to get an electrocute off, right? But yeah, I think generally speaking, like, that is what makes Bard difficult in the lane. When do you auto the wave versus when do you not auto the wave? Which on a normal champion, it's like not a decision. It's just like, oh, I'm just gonna hit the wave. But for Bard, you know, you have to like think about it a lot more when you're autoing, when you're holding meep. But that being said, it's not the end of the world if your meep is on cooldown and you get a good Q and you just Q and walk away. It's not like we have to proc the electrocute every single time we Q. You know, it feels bad, but like free damage is free damage, right?
Yeah, and if they disrespect, they can just auto Q auto and still put
and still get it if they walk into you. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Ebarn had a question.
Yeah, I just saw that. I was gonna.
Oh my bad, sorry.
Dark Harvest is just fucking useless, by the way, Ebarn. It's just like completely useless. There's no supports that take it. The electrocute is just better. Because electrocute is like actually a trading tool in the lane, and then if you don't have the extra damage from electrocute, it's hard to even get them into the Dark Harvest proc range anyway. I don't even think many junglers take it, to be honest. I think this is like a Kapachungus rune, unfortunately. But yeah, I think electrocute is just like way better for trading, and then Arcane Comet is also way better for trading. So the champions that can benefit from electrocute typically take that, and then if you can't benefit from electrocute or it's hard to proc, then you just take Comet instead. If you're
I've
playing
definitely found Comet way more successful since I made the switch on your suggestion.
I think so. It just feels better. It's more consistent is the thing. Like, if you're freaky with the electrocute, it is better. If you're really, really good with electrocute, it is better. But it just, like, Comet is just, like, better in a large variety of games. But yeah, the thing about Dark Harvest is just, like, it offers you less in the lane. The enemy kind of has to fuck up for it to be useful. Whereas Electrocute and Comet are just like generically useful, if that makes sense. Like it's much easier to get value out of them than the Dark Harvest. Cool. The control ward? You mean Bard bought a control ward, or what happened?
No, it was
It was part of his question.
Oh, my bad. I didn't see that part. Velkoz places a controller on that bush every game only for double ranged. Okay, so actually, I mean, when did we put the pink ward down?
It's that one in the bush
Was
there.
it first base?
I did it because it was a 2v2. In a real game, I would never put that there. Like, ever.
Oh,
Unless
it was
it was
in
like
the
Shaco or
lane
something.
bush?
He said at the end, the blue side bush. Usually.
Oh,
that.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
in a
did
real
that.
game, so if we're playing the War of Attrition, we want our pink like here to deny the enemy vision because we're playing in like this area. And then if we're playing for like a melee support and we want to set up the gank, then we would pink here. And then if I would also consider like, you know, other things. Like say enemy mid laner is like Talia or something and I'm worried about getting roamed on, maybe I pink here instead. Or if enemy jungler is Shyvana and I'm worried about them doing the Drake, maybe I pink here instead to watch that, right? But in general, like I don't buy pinks in lane very often unless I'm playing an engager or bard. Like if you're playing some champion where you want to kill people and you want to threaten people and like roam around the map and be hidden, then we want to buy pinks. Otherwise, like on a range champ, generally you just prefer stats in lane. You just want stats instead. Yeah. So, and then if we are going to put a ward, the problem is like the ward spot that actually is good when we play the War of Attrition are these ones, but these ones are really difficult to hold, right? This is the one that we can actually hold, but what this pink ward does is it sets up gank, and we don't care about setting up gank as Velkoz. I don't want to see my jungler in my lane if I'm playing Velkoz. Because I want an enemy team to be under their tower the entire game. I want to be slow pushing the wave in the middle, be like poking them, denying last hits, like poking them under tower. And then if I'm doing that, the only time I ever want my jungler walking in my lane is if we're diving these guys, right? Otherwise, I'm just going to play my game and I'm going to let my jungler go do shit somewhere else. So this ward doesn't do anything is the idea. And then these ones are the ones that are actually valuable, but they're hard to hold. Like, because, you know, eventually the bard will get a timer to walk over and kill this ward. We can't stop him forever. It's hard to hold it forever. As blue side, would banana bush be better towards mid to keep the normal ones for try? You mean this one? Yeah, I think I like this one a lot on blue side. It really depends on the game. I like this one too. The thing is, this one is like the least destroyable. That's the benefit of it. It is not as good of a ward, but it's harder for the enemy to break this when it's here, right? Versus if you put the pink here and then the enemy mid just like pushes a wave and moves down, he'll break it for free. Yeah, and it really depends on like my champion, what I want, what the enemy mid laner wants, what the enemy jungler wants, and it's like a sum of all three of those. So it's hard to say to like just put your pink ward here, right? Yeah, but the idea is like if I'm worried about mid roaming or say I have a scaling mid and they have an early game aggressive mid, then I'll put vision around mid to buy space for my guy to scale or to deny roam from the enemy mid laner. If I'm worried about enemy jungler doing shit in the river, then I'm more likely to pink this, especially if they're like Shyvana or something and they want to do early drakes, right? And then if I'm playing to kill people in my lane, I will pink my Tri-Brush instead to try to set up jungle gank. And if I'm not playing for kills and I just want to play War of Attrition, then I'm going to pink one of these two bushes instead to deny vision in the river from the enemy, basically. That's what we do. But this one is just generically the worst usage of the pink. It's not terrible. There's a time and a place, but this one, pinking like aggressively for the War of Attrition is the least useful. And that's why typically if I'm playing a War of Attrition champion, I'm only buying a pink ward to put it like in this area somewhere. Here, defensively here, somewhere in my jungle maybe, something like that, right? Like I don't really want to pink any of these bushes if I'm playing a War of Attrition very often. Oops. Cool. All right. Any other questions for this game, guys? Red side equivalent would be red side backwall for roaming mid variation. So if I'm on this side of the map and I'm worried about enemy mid roaming.
I think that where you have your cursor. Blue side's red, the back wall.
Here?
There, yeah.
Yeah, this one is good. The thing is, if you have a ward here, they could always roam like this. If you have a ward here, they could always roam like this. Like, ideal situation is we have a pink and then a ward over the wall here, maybe. Or like pink here, ward here, something like that. Also, this one is pretty good. You could also do pink here, ward here as well. That's fine. It really depends on the mid, because if it's like Galio, Twisted Fate, Talia, this one might not be good enough. By the time you see them on this, you might already be dead, right? So this one is nicer for that. Or maybe even a ward like directly in the mid lane, so we can see when he pushes the mid wave and then walks down, kind of thing. Yeah. And then it also depends on your champ, right? Because if you're Bard, you're going to just ward to set up mid gank, more likely. Your ward is going to be like here to set up mid gank, or you're going to put it here so that you can walk in between mid and bot without getting seen, right? So it depends on what your champ wants a lot as well. But yeah, there's a lot of different things that we can do with our wards. But generally, it's one of those things. Deterring jungle, deterring mid roam, or playing for like, you know, one of these bushes, playing for my lane. So setting up gank, or I'm playing for like War of Attrition, denying vision. Cool. Any other questions, guys?
On the last note about wards, because I mean, I wasn't here for the start, but I'm assuming that Velkoz Jinx is favored in the War of Attrition.
Yep.
So you said earlier that War of Attrition champs don't want to control their tribush to set up ganks, but I also heard a lot that if you're on the losing side of the matchup, then you should really look to set up ganks. So should Bard be controlling his tribush to set up for his jungler, especially with Bard?
Yes. But yeah, that's what I was going to say, is like Bard is kind of a special case. There's some range champions who are going to be like that, who actually have setup, like Bard, Nico is another one. But like if I'm playing Karma, for example, I don't really want my jungler to ever gank my lane.
Right, but if you're
unless
Karma,
they're
then you
really
would be
trolling.
winning, right?
Yeah, that's
if you're
the
Karma,
idea.
you would
Yes.
be winning. But if you're like Braum, you have no setup and you're losing. So do you then set up for a gank, or do you just play weak side and lose gracefully?
As Braum, as Braum in particular, you more want to like lose gracefully and then just roam to skirmishes. Play like 3v3, 4v4.
Yeah.
Like leave your ADC, give a wave, maybe even like based on a bad wave, lose the War of Attrition, then you just right click to the grubs on spawn and fight them to the death at the grubs. So yeah, it's kind of based around like what your champion wants to do. But if I'm playing, you know, even Sona is a bad example because she has setup when she hits 6, right?
Yeah.
Is there some enchanter who has literally no CC or setup at all? Like Melio, maybe? Lulu? Like Yumi? If I'm playing one of these champions, I do not want my jungler in my lane. I do not. Even if I'm losing the War of Attrition. And if he's coming to my lane, it's not to kill them. It's to help me get the wave in so that I can base and then come back, right?
Oh, and then you don't need the setup because you're getting help anyway.
Unless they're just, you know, now there's exceptions, right? Like if they're playing Caitlyn Lux and they're literally just smashing my tower for 10 minutes straight, then I do want my jungler to come down because these guys are just like playing disgusting, right? But
do you then control ward, or do you still not
it's
need
better, but even then I feel like maybe you just play for sweep or something. Like the reality is gold is just more valuable in range champs than melee champs. Not only that, but also melee. So it's like the combination of the two. It's like I want to hold my gold more for items, but also I care less about my jungler ganking my lane if I'm a range champ. And obviously there's exceptions. Nico, Bard are like the two big ones that pop out to me. As Bard, I like perfect first base for me as Bard. I mean, it changed now because normally you take free boots now. Yeah, he does. But when I was playing Bard before they took free boots, my perfect first base was just boots pink ward. I would buy boots, pink ward, sweeper, and then I would just walk mid out of base and then start controlling vision. Cool. Anything else, guys? All right. Okay, so we're going to try to run... Yeah, a lot of stuff to talk about today. It was good. We're going to try to run the second one.
Sorry.
What's up?
One question was like, if you are playing against like a mage bot laner, is it like always, it will be like always a War of Attrition, right? So
not necessarily, no. Because if they have a mage, but then you have like Leona versus Nautilus or something, then that's what I'm saying. Like 80 to 90% of the 2v2 blueprint is based off of support matchup. The ADC matchup changes it very little. Mages change it a little bit. But if you have Nautilus, like you can the mage doesn't get to play the War of Attrition because we're not like pushing into them, right? If this guy tries to just sit under his tower and farm and play the War of Attrition, then I can bounce the wave, hold a freeze, and then kill him with Nautilus. But as, you know, what champ were we just playing? I forgot. Velkoz. As Velkoz, like, I'm never going to hold a freeze and try to kill them. It doesn't make sense. But as Nautilus, I have that option, right? So even though I'm playing at Ziggs ADC, I can hold the freeze and then kill his ass if he walks up, right? And then if he doesn't walk up, he's just bleeding golden XP for free. So yeah, the matchups in bot lane are dictated almost entirely by the support matchup, and there's very few ADCs who like change it, and if they do change it, it's usually like what kind of trades they want. So like, oh, my ADC wants short trades and they want long trades, or I want short trades and they want long trades, stuff like that. The only one who like really warps matchups in the ADC role is Draven. Draven is the only champion that like completely changes the way the game has to be played. Everyone else is like pretty similar.
Is it a good way to phrase it that whether it's a war of attrition or not depends on the amount of kill threat one side has?
Yep,
like
exactly.
If neither side has, yeah, okay.
Yep, that's how I like to think about it. Do they have threat? If the answer is yes, then I'm, you know, because the engager, you want to play the same every game, basically. As a ranged champion, we kind of have to make a choice. If the enemy is high threat, then we just want to diminish their threat, right? But if the enemy is a low threat champion, then we want to threaten them instead. So the only time we ever opt into the war of attrition is when I am playing a low threat champion and the enemy is also playing a low threat champion, right? But the other thing that we have to consider here, guys, is that a threatening champion can become non-threatening based on their resources, right? So if I'm playing against Pyke and he's fucking terrifying, but then I poke this Pyke down to 100 HP, he is no longer threatening anymore, right? So even though normally I would just want to play to diminish Pyke's threat, since his threat is so low, now I am kind of willing to switch into the war of attrition mode, if that makes sense. So it's not even like just because we're playing against an engager, we can't ever play the war of attrition. It really just depends on if they have threat or not. If they don't have threat, feel free. Punish them, slow push, deny minions, make their life a living hell. Make it so they can't recall, right? And then if they have threat, hold the freeze instead. Let the wave bounce into you, hold the freeze, keep it there, waste their time. You know, when they break the freeze, you hit them, trade on them, and then now when they try to hold a freeze and it's bouncing into them, ideally we have like an HP advantage now, right? So it's easier to break the freeze when you're up HP. But yeah, so understanding the war of attrition, we do it when I am low threat and the enemy is also low threat, and then a threatening champion can become unthreatening if he has no HP. Or mana, if they're very mana reliant and they're no mana, they can also become unthreatening. So it's based off of resources. Awesome. I will say very good questions today, guys. I'm having a good time. Anything else? Like literally anything anyone can think of that they want to ask. Okay, cool. We're going to do another one. Let's see if everybody's here. I think it's Anton, Regan, Yule. No, it's not Regan, is it? Let me look at it again.
No, it's not me.
I wrote it down earlier. Ludwig, Anton, Rasmus, Yule. Everyone's here.
Yeah, I made a lobby. We're only missing Yule.
Awesome.
I don't remember Sejian.
We have to pick champs,
on the last one.
Yeah,
I was trying to figure out a way to phrase it. Because, okay, we said that the high threat champ can be forced into the war of attrition if they lose their threat through resources.
Mm-hmm.
But so that's like if the low threat champ does really well, they can turn the high threat into low threat.
Yes.
But
exactly.
I really struggle with as an ADC, like when my high threat champ, because I very rarely play with melee supports, but like if my Alistar finds a good two-step, like the first step of the two-step, and we chunk them, then what do? Do I now play like a war of attrition champ? Am I two-stacking into them?
If Alistar is healthy enough to re-engage, then you want to just bounce the wave and hold a freeze. Like we chunk them, they're low, maybe they even use their sums. Now, if we just hold the freeze and then engage on them again, it's really hard to play. I will say, in general, Cupcake has been moving away from freezing and more into like neutral state stacking. that being said, in the 2v2 chamber especially, freezing is really OP. But in real games, I think it is a good tool to use sometimes as well. It's just in higher elo games, roaming to being the first support to the skirmish matters more than killing the enemy guys in the lane, if that makes sense. One, the junglers just like take over the fucking game. So if you're the first one to move to the skirmish and your jungler or mid assassin gets 2 kills, they literally just get like 20 kills in a row and the game is just over. But also in higher elo, it's like harder to kill the enemy guy. Like when you 2-step them and they burn all their sums and then you hold the freeze, they won't just walk up and kill themselves. They will just take the bad base and lose a wave to the freeze, which obviously is good for you. But then maybe, you know, while you're doing that, enemy support just bases and then roams mid. He's first to the skirmish. His jungler gets double kill and now the game is over. Because the blue Kayn assassin is like 2-0. He picks up a bunch more kills and farm. And then in the late game, he just like literally auto attacks you and you die. I'm sure you've experienced this as an ADC player, right? Enemy jungler assassin has like 10 kills and he just touches you and you're dead and you can't do anything. Okay. Let me think about this. Jinx. Do you ever get bored of the Jinx, by the way?
I prefer Jhin.
Okay, I was about to ask. Okay, cool.
Sometimes I think I'm bored, and then I play one game of a different champ, and then I hate myself, and then I pick Jinx.
Who's our other support? Yule, you want to play Rell. Okay. Let's just do Jinx, Renata, Jhin, Rell, I think. Jinx, Renata, Jhin, Rell. Okay, I think we've played like this maybe exact fucking matchup before. Right, guys? So it's a high threat versus a low threat champion this game. So, and then also Jinx, Renata like terribly outscales the Jhin, Rell. Jhin is like one of the other cheater champions in the game, so we can potentially get the prio here. I think it's a little hard. I'm going to be interested to see what happens on the first 2 waves. I would say you guys just play it out. Yule said he can't find the lobby. Maybe one of you guys can invite him or something.
If you, yeah, tell me, right, Jim?
Yeah, so Jhin, Rell really wants to kill these guys. You don't necessarily have to kill them early game, but it's easier. I think whoever gets prio early game is going to be pretty advantaged in this lane. I think this lane is like slightly favored for Jinx, Renata is the reality. Renata into Rell is just a good matchup, but it's not like unplayable, right? Renata has to be very good with her Qs to prevent, like the way Cupcake talks about these matchups is like when they pick a support, when you play an engager and then they pick a support that like specifically counters you, there is no way that this guy is going to be able to disengage every single engage you do the entire game. Like if you're disciplined, if you play well, you conserve your resources, you will find an opportunity to engage when he can't cancel you, right? So that's what it's about. And then, you know, it's okay to fish for some opportunities and then get Renata queued and take a bunch of damage. It's fine to fuck it up sometimes.
And Rell also has the human form W.
Yeah. So it's not like you know, Leona, you EN, you get knocked out, you're omega homeless. As Rell, you don't feel as bad getting knocked out. You have your shield, your spell is coming back up fast, stuff like that.
We started, by the way.
Cool. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I think the most important thing, I mean, the only thing advice I really want to give is like, Jhin, you have to press Q on the wave instantly. I think you probably already know that, but ideally you're Qing the wave twice before minions, like before we hit level 2, because this Jinx champ is OP, so we got to hit the wave a lot. All right, good luck, guys. I'm gonna mute. Ooh, ow. Ooh. Oh, we're in there. Oh, he had barrier. Okay, I think we can call it, to be honest. Jhin Rell is getting outscaled. Not that we couldn't ever kill those guys. That was a good
Holy
one.
shit, okay, I would crash this. Oh, no, I wouldn't. Oh, that last kill was intense.
I was like, damn, I can't believe Rasmus isn't flashing forwards to kill you here. And then he flashed in and you press parry, and I was like, oh, that's why. That's why he wasn't flashing forwards to kill you. It was close. Definitely, if Jinx doesn't, you guys win that if Jinx isn't up to kills.
Yeah, for sure. But then we wouldn't be doing anything.
Right, right. But it would be totally
yeah,
different.
never. We had no way, we had no reason other than just item positional.
I do think that
I think we disengage if it's not for, like, I think after Renata flashes, if Rell doesn't continue, then we don't continue.
Yeah.
But I think because of the traps, we got a really good chunk.
Okay, I need someone to send me the file. Por favor.
Still don't know how I can do it. Been here since day one.
I one of these days I will teach you before I turn my Vanguard off, but once I turn my Vanguard off, I can't show you.
Thank you. I would love to. I feel like you've tried to explain it to me 3 times,
It's
and every
like
time
it's so hard. You just have to show it. Honestly, it's too hard to explain it the way it works. It'd be easier if the file was in like different places, but for everyone, your file might be in a different place. So it's cringe for me to. I can't tell you like just go here because your file could be somewhere else, and then it's cooked.
Yeah. I feel very pressured as Jinx in this matchup to like kind of be aggressive the whole time, because it's like if I'm not aggressive the whole time, then they will find a window and I will be punished either by like denying the window and losing 10 CS, or it's really stressful. My heart's beating the whole time. It's really scary.
So
I don't know if that's correct.
Yeah, I think it is. It's like it should feel like that, because that's like, once you get to late game, these guys can't play, right?
Yeah.
So it should feel like stressful as fuck in the early stages of the lane, right? Like you make one small mistake, you're just dead, and then that small mistake snowballs. Like you could play the rest of the game perfectly and maybe go 0-10, right? Like I've played games against Grandmaster ADCs who went 0-10 in 10 minutes, and I don't even think they played bad. Like their support made a mistake, I punished them, and then every time they come back, their wave is just frozen. They try to get it in, I kill them again. They come back, wave is frozen, I kill them again, and it just repeats, right? Such a volatile matchup here, and it's kind of like Renata is kind of this weird champion where like she's volatile even though she's a ranged support, right? Like when you win lanes on Renata, it feels so oppressive for the enemy. Also, my other guys from the previous game, do you notice how both teams, what they do is they sprint bot and then get this ward in the edge of the bush as quickly as they can? Look at this ward. It's like barely even in the bush. Like, it doesn't even look like it's in the bush, right? And this is also a behavior that we have learned from doing lots of 2v2s. And you remember I told you I sprint to the bush level 1 every game in my solo queue games? And then look at what these guys are doing. This mid bush is so OP, guys. It is so OP. If we get this mid bush uncontested, it makes the enemy's life really difficult. That's why Jinx and Renata are holding this, right? All right, let's speed up a little bit. I know.
Rasmus, did you try to bait us to go on you in the outcome, or like, because I feel like it gave us an advantage, but maybe you're skill checking. No, not yet. It's later. It's later.
Okay.
Yeah, he goes down here. I was really confused. We can't hear you, by the way, if you're muted again.
I was.
Yeah,
Sort of. I was trying to check if you were letting me go past the alcove to cue the whip before it even arrives, because
like
I can't really go into.
I see.
Because I can't really go into uncontested space. I'll lose like 200 HP just from queuing.
And we can't. Jinx is just too OP. It's crazy. I think even with just Jinx versus Jhin, it's like playable. Honestly, the way that we win this is by Rell starting in the mid bush within her dismounted form, which is just not possible when they ward like this. And then the reality is, like, if Renata E's through the wave, then it's like extra cooked. The best thing that we can do is kind of what we tried to do here, which is where we hit the wave. We talked about this before. Hit it. Make them think that you're going to push it really hard, so they push it really hard, and then they like ruin their level 2 spike by pushing too much, and we just stop hitting. That's kind of what we try to do here. The unfortunate reality is, like, this guy has just done this so many times now that he recognizes it, and then he does not hit the wave here. Like, a normal Jinx might just rocket this, right? Or even just like raw auto more than she should, but we just push slow now, walk at them in a straight line. Really hard for them to play. Like, and you remember how last game, guys, when I was saying like, oh, our level 2 spike is fucked up because it like we pushed too fast and it shifted forward. This is what it looks like to push it at the perfect speed, right? Like, look at where the wave is right now. They have 3 more minions.
You can see the casters. They did like a miniature step. It was, if you go back,
they moved like just barely. They moved, right? Like half a flash distance or less, right here. And now they're done. That's how much the wave shifted forwards. Like literally this much, right? So if I want you to see what it looks like to push the first 2 waves like as optimally as possible. We're gonna hit 2 and the wave is gonna be as close to the center as I can get it. And then you can see this makes Jin's life really awkward, right? He walks up and he gets this farm because he knows that if he doesn't hit 2, that those minions are gonna die and he can't access. Like once these guys hit 2, he can't access those anymore, right? So he walks up and hits them. Jinx kills this minion, and then now like, these guys can't play. They just have to go to Narnia. The wave isn't big enough for us to do anything, so we just crash it, walk up, and then get a ward. Cool. Now, ideally, we recrash this, but we have, we have some choices here.
I was afraid of Rell flash. That's why I waited to get more space. We're recrashing it.
We're trying to recrash it. And then the reality is, like, it's just hard. Jinx is probably one of the only champions where you can, like, do this easily, right? Where we can just recrash on wave 3 in these guys' face. Rell looks for a Q flash W. I think it would have looked a little bit better if we just did it earlier. I mean, the reality is, if we're not Q flashing from the bush, Renata can react to it. You could also try to do some creative angle, like walk at them in a straight line like this, Q this way, but then flash up. So we're going to Q like this instead, and then try to bait the Renata Q, Because if we get Renata Q'd out, it feels really bad. That's what happens. The other thing I guess we could do is hold W, like Q flash and then hold W, which seems counterintuitive. But, we could wait for Renata to Q, then W afterwards or something like that. It seems a little weird to do it that way. The final thing that I could imagine that we could possibly do is start dismounted instead. If we really think there's no way in, start dismounted, Q flash, and then use your dismount W instead, because that one's like harder for them to interrupt. But if she Qs you and Jinx flashes, like, it's just a bit of a cooked trade regardless, to be honest. I think here, honestly, of the ones that I mentioned, your best bet is probably to like Q this way and then flash up instead. Try to like mix the Renata up by coming from different angles or something. All right, and then here we just have to cut the trade and run. Cool. It's not terrible. Okay, I think... Let me look at the lethal tempo stacks.
I have no ammo here when we go in, so I can't really follow.
Yeah, so I guess Jhin specific here, no ammo, hard for him to play. But then also you could see how this lethal tempo was like literally 0.1 seconds away from timing out, and then we walk in and she gets the third lethal tempo stack, right? So if we want to do this, we just absolutely have to let Jinx's lethal tempo time out all the way before we play.
I think there's also a Jhin specific here where like if you engage on Renata here, I think you can never win, no? Just because Jhin DPS early, is my understanding. I don't know what
I need to trade a bit more and poke with Q. Ideally
like
get
you just
you
got
to
a
have
full shot, you're very winning, and then you...
Yeah.
Oh,
I need to ideally get you to like 60 or 50% health before going aggro.
So ideal play probably here is like you just cut your losses, go around, we play the game a little bit, maybe we try to hit 3 first and then take a trade, but otherwise we're just like poking them slowly, try to get some gen Qs, and then once these guys get poked to like 70, 60% HP, then we can look for a kill. Right?
Yeah.
Unless they fuck up. But I think if they don't fuck up, it's kind of hard. All right, and then this is a really good Renata Q. We crash the wave. Thankfully, it is like a cannon, so we won't lose.
Check gold.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And then look at this recall. This one is pretty crazy. Yeah, like the way cancel.
Oh, it's so sad. Nah, if I'm Rell, I'm actually like fucking mauling right now, by the way. I'm so sad. Because he sees you on the sweep.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. He was sweeping, so he knows you're there. That's why he W's like this, because he knows you're there. And then Renata, the Renata Qs were really fucking good this game. Really, really good Renata Qs this game. All right. Push this one slow. Okay. My other gamers, he's pushing this one slow. Why? Because if he pushes this fast, this wave will recrash. And then Jinx gets to catch the most of it, right? But if he pushes this wave slow, these 3 red melees will die in the lane. So he denies Jinx more golden XP by pushing this wave slow. That's why he's not hitting this right here. You'd see the red minions are just dying. And then now he can just switch to push it like this wave. Remember we talked about this 2-wave cycle? This is the wave that he wants to switch to start pushing it fast. He pushed the first one slow, now he pushes this one fast, ideally. And then if he doesn't, what will happen is this. You see how the wave is stuck outside of their tower now? So it's not like a huge deal, but obviously for Jhin and Rell, it just feels awkward. We would much rather this just have been in, and then be playing the next wave in neutral, right? So we definitely should have pushed that wave fast instead of slow pushing it. But then the 2 big problems, it's not even this, right? Well, you know, Rell is homeless here, but that's not really the problem. The problem is that Jinx has more wave clear than Jhin, so she can kind of hold this wave here for multiple waves in the row, because when we hit it, they hit it. They can just match damage and just hold the wave here. It's kind of hard. And then the second thing is that we're very gankable in this space, right? Now we're going to have to spend a lot of time here hitting the wave, maybe even putting our spells on cooldown to try to get this in while the wave is stuck here. And then while this wave is stuck here, we're like super gankable from the enemy jungler. And then the third and final problem with this specific interaction with these champions is that Jinx Renata hard outscales Jhin and Rell. So every wave that the wave gets stuck here is one wave where Jhin and Rell can't pressure them, and it's another wave that Jinx and Renata are getting to like scale up, right? I mean, saying scale up when we're up like BF sword to longsword is crazy, but yeah. And then Jinx even like rockets this a lot. Yeah, go ahead.
As a Jinx here, I'm always like, because I want to push so that they can't crash, but I'm also like, I don't know the balance. Because like here, I'm about to rocket these 4.
Yep.
Should he just stop hitting and let it come into them? Because then we're getting a slow crash for free. Then we can fast
from here, he actually needs to hit it. From this screenshot, once you rocket these backline minions, he does not need to hit it anymore. You basically need 4 full HP creeps to hold the wave here like infinitely. Like from here, you guys can hold the wave here forever. Once
but, like,
there's
it's still
4
not
full
good
HP
for
creeps.
them while it's coming into them, right? So should he then just keep? Because he can never crash it, so does he just have to let it come out?
It's kind of the same thing as like what happens over here, where you want to like hit it to bait them into hitting it, and then as soon as they hit it too much, now you just let it push into you. It's like the coin flip mind game mini game kind of thing, where there is no perfect answer, and you just have to like make one decision or the other, and then try, because if he does this and then you hit it, then he's fine. But also if he hits it a lot and then you don't hit it enough, he's also fine, right? So he kind of just has to do something and then hope that you make a mistake here. But yeah, the reality is he fucked up. He didn't push the second wave fast when he should have, and then now his wave is stuck here. And then because you have higher wave clear and more damage, you can, like, if we're playing really well, we can just keep this wave here for multiple waves in a row. And these guys are so homeless, right? Not even with a jungler in the game. But if a jungler or a roaming mid is in the game, this is like extra bad for them. And then in general, you're just super happy to hold a freeze as Jinx Renata because we're outscaling so hard, right? So yeah, this rocket cooks it, and now Jhin should just not hit. He should just let the wave push into him now, especially the second rocket, right? Cool. Wave is bouncing into red side now, so they're kind of chilling. We're queuing the wave a lot. I think the reality is, you know,
a lot of poke.
It's not
a lot of poke with it though.
It's good damage and stuff. So you know, there's a trade-off. You are making your Rell homeless by doing this. Now, Rell is homeless anyway if these guys are full HP, especially when they're up BF sword, right? So I'm super down for you to make Rell homeless if we're actually going to get something for it, but we have to get something. We absolutely have to get HP lead. If we're doing this, and then we're the one who's getting, like, it's so cooked. We're just cooked, and we can't ever play, right? Because our Rell is homeless. Rell can't go in here. He can't. Rell needs the wave at least in neutral to play the game, at least. But ideally somewhere in, like, this area as well. Yeah, so we're getting a lot of poke, which is great. It's just I want you to understand that you're making your Rell homeless by, like, doing this shit, right? So, but it works out really well. We get a lot of damage on Jinx. Now the wave is even on our side. Oh, and Jinx just resets. Holy, that's crazy.
And
everybody resets.
Was even more
He's
crazy.
An omega genius. Holy.
I think Jhin predicted my reset, and
yeah,
he
you must
realized
have
that he would get
right?
more.
Yeah, there's.
Yeah.
And he gets
you must
more
have reset there, I guess.
Oh yeah,
but I think the wave is still good, better for you. I lose.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
One.
But the item, like,
But
that's the thing.
I sort of have to reset. Yeah.
Yeah, Dirk versus this is like so much better than Longsword BF Sword. It's way more playable for you, right? Like, this item is kind of Capachungus in general, but also it's just like the difference between 350 to 1300 versus like 1100 versus 2000. It's like similar amounts of gold difference, but this is just like a much closer percentage, right? Like, this is crazy. 350 to 1300 is really hard to play for him, I think. So really, like, the fact that you got that poke damage off on Jinx kind of saves your lane, even though this is a less than optimal wave state. I agree, but it definitely is, like, saves your lane.
What do you think? Wait, can we talk more about the recalls? Because I thought it was very interesting.
And the reason I have to reset is otherwise I'm stuck on 350 gold and half
And Jinx
HP.
comes back with 2000 gold and you can't play the game.
Yeah.
I'm full HP. I'm as fucked.
So the only other thing we could do here is slow push this wave and then crash the next one. That one's a little scary just because they're so strong. Like, they can, when Jinx comes back and she's up 1700 gold on you, she can literally just stand here and tank 10 minions and you can't stop her. So I agree with you. I actually think your decision is better. Hold it as well.
Can probably freeze too.
Hold it. Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you. I think you have to do this.
Still think I should recall? Jinx should still recall?
What if you... Yes, because you can't. I think you being low gives them like a chance to play the game.
Yeah.
So I'm down. The thing is, if you know it's like the flip again, right? If you know he's gonna recall, it's better for you to fake base and then stay and push the next one. He's really fucked if you just do that, right? If you just stay and then, like, he bases and then we rocket this wave. Like, if he was on a ward, for example, and we saw right when he based, you cancel your base, you stay, you crash this wave, then you recall, he loses minions, and you get a slightly better base. You probably, based on your items, I don't think it would have changed anything that we bought, probably. But,
no,
I mean, I don't know Jinx stuff, but yeah.
It wouldn't. I would need 200 gold and I don't get that.
In that scenario, if the burst is warded, isn't it better for me to cancel his recall and Jinx to get her off?
In general, if we can cancel this guy, it is better. Yeah, to keep him here.
No, Renata said it. Renata said it. If Jhin is on a ward, because that's what he said, like the example of the coin flip. Then it's still better for Renata to cancel Jhin and Jinx to finish her recall.
I think so. The problem is that's a bit risky because if Rell is here and Renata like walks up and you're gone, and then if she gets engaged on 1v2 and dies, it's really bad, right? So there's some risk to it, but I agree, yeah. And then this is just like we're having a lot of little like mini games within the lane, right? We had the level 1 one, we had the wave state one, and then now we're having this recall one. 3 mini games. So this is cool. And then the cool thing about all these minigames is that there is no just like right answer, right? Like sometimes it's better for you to recall, but sometimes it's better for us to do this. Sometimes it's better for Jhin to hit the wave. Sometimes it's better for him to not. And it's what it depends on is like how you react to it, right? Your reaction is going to change whether this was correct or not. And like he's actually reacting to you, right? So then he's reacting to you, but if we faked it and then we come out right now, then his reaction is actually wrong. And it's just like completely dependent on what the choice that the enemy ADC makes. And like there is no wrong decision here, right? Both of them make sense. Staying, slow pushing, and then crashing, but also just recalling both makes sense because it's like a guessing game as to what Jinx is going to do because we don't have vision of her. But both sides make the right choice here, which is cool to see. All right, now we're just playing. What's up?
I probably would have never recalled unless I'd played you before.
Oh, really? Tell me. What do you mean?
No, I don't know. I just knew you would recall there, but I don't think I would have done it in ranked game, for example.
Gotcha. Yeah.
No way Jinx recalls there.
Better because you're higher.
Yeah, she has a BF sword. Like Jinx is just gonna ego you and try to kill you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
She's up
no. Like you recalling there is actually so smurf. If I don't, I'm so fucked.
Yeah, you actually like can't play the game for the rest of the entire game.
You win the lane right there if I don't recall.
Yeah.
And then for our players who were here before, the reason why, you remember how we talked about like, okay, we're losing, just get out, and then when you come back, you have full HP, full mana, and item advantage, right? So that's the problem. When Jinx comes back, she has full HP, full mana, item advantage, and she already is up gold on Jhin. So if Jinx gets back into this lane, Jhin can no longer play the game. And that's why he has to match recall so that he can still play the game. But if Jhin like pushes this wave and they hold the freeze here and Jhin is forced out, now he bases and the wave is frozen and he's gonna like lose like 2 waves for this. And then when he comes back to lane, his wave will still be frozen and Jinx is just up like 1,000 gold and a whole level and they just can't play. Like they can literally, Jinx can just, even though Rell is stronger because of the conditions of the lane, Jinx can literally like walk into them in a straight line and fight them to the death and they can't do anything about it. They can literally like zone them off of XP and everything and like the game. That's why we're saying like, if Jhin doesn't recall here, the game is over. And it's because Ludwig makes a really good recall.
Can we look at, if you go back 2 steps, when he comes back, there's a pretty big wave and I kind of nuke it and I'm watching it now and I don't know what I think about it. And I wanted to hear your opinion. This wave.
Yeah, I mean, it's better if it comes into us. The problem is it's so big that if they annihilate this wave, then it's going to be hard for us to hold it. So I would maybe thin it a little bit, but I definitely want it to come in.
Yeah.
That being said, there is probably a certain point where you get so strong on Jinx, you don't care about the freeze anymore. And you would rather just push so that your support has like roam ability. In a strict 2v2 chamber, I think it's just always better to freeze and it's not even close because we just make Rell homeless and we're outscaling him, right? In a real game, there's more merit to thinning this and just playing it in neutral and then slow push crashing so that our support can have like roam timers and we can control vision and do the dragon or something, right? Like there's shit that we would want to do besides just playing for our lane. But strictly 2v2, I think the freeze is just better. But we don't want to not hit it at all, right? Because if we don't hit this at all and then Jhin hits it a lot, it'll get here. And by the time it gets here, it's like 10 minions versus 0. And then obviously we don't have enough HP to hold that wave there, right?
Yeah, definitely. If Rell was like a range support, like a Lulu or Emilio, do you think there's more merit to getting into neutral and playing the slow push?
Yes, I would not want to freeze.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless now if it were Emilio or something and then their ADC is Draven, Samira, some champion that I think that like cannot play the game if I just scale on them, then there's more merit to the freeze even though it doesn't make sense for the support matchup, right?
Yeah.
Because even though I'm like Renata and my scaling as Renata is way worse than Emilio, I think Jinx just like versus Draven is like too OP. It doesn't matter. So I'll just hold the freeze to make Draven sad. Yeah,
I think I
still need to get used to the Jinx range buff because there's so many autos you get on me that I'm like, what?
Yeah, I spaced the hell out of you. Did 2, like I remember 2 autos surprised me when I did them. I inputted them. I was like, oh, that's not going to go through, and then it went through. I'm like, what?
I need to get used to the new range.
Yeah.
All right. We'll go forwards. We'll take a look at this fight, and then we'll just go right into the next game because I have to pick my girlfriend up from work in like 40 minutes.
Gotcha. Yeah, for sure.
And I want to have time to make sure we have like a good review for the next one. Hold on, what's going on here? Oh no, this is right. Okay.
Yeah, we're
I was confused for a second, but this is right. It's a little awkward, but this was just an awkward wave. There was no clean way to just crash this on 2. Absolute nightmare scenario is that we get ganked right now in a real game, right? But I think it's fine. We clean crash. This is great. We could look for some poke damage on Jhin. This was crazy. Like, I was like, oh my god, this shit hurts, bro. This shit hurts.
These are the autos I referred to. Like, I did not expect him to be in range.
I think... Let me look at traps here. I really like Rell's play.
Before we look at the fight, I was really curious, like, what we would do if we didn't find the fight here. Like, what would the wave state be? I guess it goes in neutral.
Yep.
And then we just play to 2-stack, or
you kind of have a choice. Again, I think it really depends on the game. If we're playing 2v2 chamber specifically, you probably walk out, pull the wave, and then make it push into you and hold the freeze again. And you just keep milking these freezes over and over again. Because we outscale. Right.
Yeah.
And it's literally is no other reason, because we're so strong we don't need the freeze anymore. But I think the freeze just like it gives them basically zero chance to play the game. You just completely take away any chance they have to do something like this and kill you. Right. Not that this even worked in the first place, but like this is their best chance right now.
Yeah.
Right. And then they don't even have this if this is just happening over here instead. It's completely unplayable.
Yeah,
but yeah, like in a real game, I would be more inclined to maybe play neutral and then pushing so that I can do shit over here. And then in a real game, if I'm Rell, at this point, I would probably be just like walking mid out of base trying to kill your mid laner, or like invading with my jungler or something. Like this doesn't seem super feasible to me anymore. I'll just let my Jhin play 1v2 and then try to accelerate away from the lane. But I like this a lot. I'm down to cut this and just preserve my HP, but then Renata walks into me, which is crazy, so I'm down to kill her. The one thing is,
I was sure that Q was gonna hit. I was 100% sure. I don't know. Apparently I didn't.
Oh, wow, yeah, it was close. I think traps, I don't know. I don't want to critique the traps. I'm like not that good of, I'm not a great Jinx player.
My learning objective is literally traps, because Tonio looked at my gameplay and was like, well, all your traps are terrible.
Yeah. I think the trap here, we just want to put it on terrain.
Yeah, I think the timing is perfect. I think it should be on the bottom wall.
I agree. And even if it's just like this, it's so much better, right?
Exactly.
And then ideally it's maybe even at like a better angle, but obviously you can't like choose your angle perfectly every time with the traps. So like I think at this, like, because this is his only way out right now. If he doesn't have this, he has to flash.
And if he goes there, then I'm just getting hit by Jhin. So.
Yeah. All right, and then we just send it on them. I think the reality is like we're just too low, but to be honest, I'm just fucking like, I'm down to just do something and then hope it works on Rell. To a certain extent, we have to just like try some shit now. To be honest though, like Renata is low, Jinx is low mana, my Jhin has decent resources. We could try to hit level 6 and then play the game. I would be down to just like go hit the wave and do something. I think this just looks pretty, like I just have no HP, right? It's just fucking hard, but no Renata W. They're low. This is maybe the best chance we're gonna get. She lives with 1 HP. Jhin flashes forwards, get buried. Beautiful. Really, really well played 2v2. And honestly, I don't even hate how Red Side played this game. I think the reality is like, after we die here, the game is just hard. It's just hard after this, right? I think we actually do a pretty good job after this of minimizing and stuff, but Jinx double kill at 3 minutes in the game is really bad for us. So yeah, I think the reality of this game, I don't really have any notes for you. I mean, maybe a little bit of trap usage for Jinx. I think, honestly, Renata played this game very close to perfect. It was very, very well played from Renata. From Rell, I don't really hate your engages, I think, except for this one. I think this is just like a Jhin knowledge difference. Like, Jhin is % execute. He has poke. He wants to poke them down and then go in once they're poked down a little bit already. If we could take a short trade and then 2-step and get out, it'd feel really good. The reality is Renata Jinx are just really hard champs to 2-step against. Renata has all this shit, Jinx traps, Jinx slow on the way out. Like, we're going to lose so much HP for our first engage that maybe you just kind of do nothing until Jhin hits 3 and then, Jhin pokes them down some and then we play the game when they're already poked, right? Yeah, and then also try to be more aware of like Jhin ammo when we go in as well. Because right here, when we re-engage, Jhin is reloading, right? So he's in Narnia and he's reloading. He can't help you here.
I want to show you something, Yarg, by the way, before we continue. If you go to the last fight, because you're really fan of the lethal tempo stacks, you look at after Rellstead, and then click on Jinx. So how Jinx Q works is that your attack speed bonus from a minigun carries over to the first rocket auto. And here, so I hit Jhin. You can play in slow-mo, like half speed. I hit Jhin a bunch here, and then he runs out of range. I think he flashes out. No, he doesn't. He just runs out. And I have 3 Q stacks, right? And I W here, and I auto once. And I don't find another one. Click on me. And my Q stacks run out. So they start decreasing over time, right? And if you play now, you'll see they go to 2, and then they're about to go to 1. And then I find the minigun, which puts it to 3, and that's the only reason that the rocket has enough attack speed to go
Holy
off.
shit, that's crazy.
That's why I freaked out at the end, because it was like a...
But isn't minigun to Fishbones a mini auto reset as well?
No, that's the other way around. Fishbones to minigun is a mini auto reset. But the Q attack speed stacks carries over to the first rocket auto.
That's crazy. Yeah, because
So
he's he's
the,
out of range now. If you didn't have that attack speed, he just gets out and he lives. That's actually crazy. I didn't notice that.
If it went down to like 1 and then I autoed and it went to 2, I think I don't have enough.
This is actually playing 1,000 games of Jinx in a row buff. Holy shit.
Literally. And then the inputs to like not accidentally walk into tower at the same time. That's hard.
But Rainy, I definitely agree with Rasmus. And like the way you can figure this out, by the way, is just look at the runes. Jinx, lethal tempo. This guy, fleet. That means that if we just fight them to the death level 1, the lethal tempo is always going to win in the long trade, right? Fleet is a short trade mastery rune. Lethal tempo is a long trade rune. So that's why this is like a really awkward matchup for Renata, for Rell. Because not only do they like... is Rell's job, she's just like countered because of Renata, but also like what she wants to do is just hold the mid bush and then start the game in the mid bush, but she can't because they lose the all-in fight to the death because of lethal tempo.
I was going to ask you about that. If they do go for it, does Jinx need to aggressively flash Rell W if it's about to hit her? Does that make the fight close, or can I just tank it and then play it out?
I'm pretty sure even if we hit everything, we don't even close to win.
I think their chances are just
minigun Jhin.
Yeah,
like if
because you have attack speed ramp. Like attack speed is the most broken stat level 1. So you have attack speed ramp up from lethal tempo and your Q.
It's just
and I have 80 damage on my Q and just 4 bullets, so I can't really do much.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's run it back. Same matchup.
I did not make a lobby.
It's rough for Jhin Rell, but like definitely playable. We just got to play it a little bit slower, poke them down, preserve our HP, and then go in when they're like 60% health. And I think it'll feel a lot better because Jhin is finding poke, right? It's just the problem is that the game is too far gone by the time Jhin is finding poke, right? And it's hard for Jhin to get like meaningful poke in the early lane because they just force the prio so hard. Like we kind of have to wait until we hit level 2.5, 3 to start playing the game here. And if we send it before then, when they're full HP, it's just like unplayable for us. Jhin ulti is also really OP in this lane if we can get to level 6, but that takes a while, right? And if these guys hit level 6 without dying, like our lane is maybe cooked anyway, to be honest. All right,
why is Jhin good? How does it work in this?
Just like the fact that Jhin can damage you when you can't damage him. Like Rell can go in and combo you, and then he can just spam R from far away. Because your play generally is to turn on the, it's either kite Rell and beat her ass, which you can't do if you're getting Jhin ulted 4 times in a row, or to just like go on Jhin and just kill Jhin. But that like he's 2 screens away with the ulti, so it's hard. Yeah, it's literally just because of the range of the spell and no other reason that it makes it easier.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck, guys.
Good luck.
All right, let's call it, guys. Really nice game.
Agreed.
I love how we can see how I was thinking about calling it before, but just because you guys outscale so hard, I was like, we'll let it play out and see if they can minimize. But I think it's just hard when this gen is like doing half of your HP in one auto tech.
Yeah, I was also glad I didn't call it because I was wondering how if I could get to BF sort of without losing too hard, and then I didn't.
I love how we can see how volatile this matchup is on both sides, though, right? Like when Jinx Renata wins, it feels like enemy team cannot do anything. They literally have no play. And then when Jhin Rell kills them on the first 3 levels, then the enemy is the one that can't play the whole time. The benefit here is that, you know, when Jhin Rell can't play, the game is just over. The game is over because we're getting outscaled. But when Jinx Renata is the side that can't play, it's like winnable still. Right? Obviously, if they farm us on cooldown and we just die over and over again, it's probably not. But if we get to mid to late game, like, you know, I remember you saying the other day where Tony was talking about how like the bulk of the farm that you get on Jinx is in the mid game anyway. It's not like we need to have perfect farm. Obviously, it helps, but if we could just get, you know, out of our lane, we could start playing in the mid waves, catch XP, play fights, get a reset maybe. Like, we can win this game, even if Jhin is super strong. It's hard, but definitely winnable. But if it's reversed, it's like very low chance to win if Jinx Renata is the one that's super fed out of lane. All right, so let's see here. It's just they hit your ass. What's up?
The difference is very big when we can trade a bit more, poke a bit more before engaging. Then it's so more like the lethal range is pretty crazy when you reach 60% HP.
Yeah.
What happens?
And the level up was really
like,
huge.
Kind of the main issue here, for me at least, was my Qs didn't land. Or he played it better and baited out my Qs.
Yeah, and you kind of have to. It's the mind game, you know? Like, you have to. Because if you Q him out, he is useless. He's so useless, right? What were you going to say, Ludwig?
I was gonna say, for like, because you were listing things that was awkward. For me, I feel like Rell got a lot of space that I didn't know how to deny her. You'll see it on the level 3, but she was just like in my face, in my wave, and I didn't like really know what to do because it felt like I was just wasting mana hitting her.
Did we lose XP for that? Yeah, again. The amount that we are pushing the waves is so good. Like, really, really good. And this just comes from playing your champion a lot and also, like, these 2v2 drills, I think, right? Like, being very specific about how much we hit the wave. Multiple
also
times.
Just because of the pre-waves things, we get so much space, it's a lot easier. Because, okay, from my experience, since you're glazing me so much with the push to other people, I really struggle with this because even though I can do it now 2 games in a row, it's really hard when I also have to think about getting hit. Like if I'm against a Caitlyn or if the Jhin is just like ignoring the wave and just only going for trades, that overwhelms me in the sense that's when I start over pushing, is when I'm just feel like I'm getting poked for free.
Yeah,
so but you're probably pretty happy now if I were to try to hit you, because then you would just triangle me and I would do so much.
Because we get like 8 auto attacks before you can even auto the wave once, because of all the space and vision we're getting in level 1. That's what I meant by like it's really easy with the start that we're getting.
Nice, we even conserve mana here on this wave. So I actually like holding these minions here better, by the way. It doesn't end up mattering because we hit 3 first anyway. But the reason that we hold these here is like it makes our next wave bunch here, right? So their wave will shift forward, and then now instead of meeting it more neutral, it's going to meet more on my side, which obviously, when it's on our side, it's easier for Jhin to hit and it's harder for Jinx to hit. Not that she can't, but all I have to do is kill these 3 minions on the next wave faster than they do, right? So if I want to do everything I can to make getting 3 first as easy as possible. So it's not like I actually want to leave these and have them damage my minions a bunch, right? I'm more so leaving them just to like delay my wave so it's closer to my side when it pushes into them, right? Because the closer it is to my side, 1, when we get 3 first, it'll be more threatening because we have a longer lane to run them down. But then 2, it's easier for me to hit 3 first if the wave, like the closer the wave is to my side, the easier it is for me to manipulate the wave, and the harder it is for Jinx, right? Especially if junglers are in the game.
Do you think since I need to last it and then?
Yes,
once
you do.
Jinx gets free openings to rockets once or twice. The incoming wave.
Yeah, maybe. I think she probably can. It's just like she can do it over here as well, is what I'm thinking. Like she's gonna rocket the wave either way. So if I'm gonna do it here, it's like it's harder for her to do it, especially if she doesn't know where my jungler is or something. Like if she's scared, then she might not walk up.
I kind of disagree. I think if because what you're describing, what he said is like, oh, if I'm hitting the minions, then Jinx can hit it. I would be scared of getting engaged on by Rell, right? But if he's stalling the wave, because I love your idea, Yargi, in general, but I think like if this matters specifically, if he's holding the wave and I'm standing there autoing it, then Renata is really easy to disengage Rell if he goes for the Q flash.
Because Rell doesn't have a bush to play from, right? So
exactly. So it's really easy for us to disengage and just hit the wave for free. But if they do it like they did, then now you'll probably see it. They can walk the wave in, and now if Rell goes for the Q flash, then I have to tank the 6 minions if I want to fight back.
And it's just more threat. It's harder for Renata to react because Rell can play from the bush too, right? So actually, I stand corrected. I think you guys are actually right.
But it is a really good strat for sure against most.
In some instances, this is useful. Yeah, this can be really useful in some instances. But 100%. I actually agree. I think in this specific instance, I do actually think just walking the wave in and then playing aggressively from the bush is probably better. Because if you walk up, Jinx can just like threaten the Q flash on you really hard. So you feel like you have to walk back, and then that allows Rell space to walk in, and then she can use this space to just trade her HP to hit the wave, which is what I want. So let's see what happens here. So Rell walks in, she gets the space. Now she's gonna walk in and just start smashing this wave. I think for you, it was probably a rocket angle, maybe even right now still, just these two, right? Just hit those two. Because as long as we hit 3 at the same time, we're so fine. We just do not want to let these guys hit 3 significantly before us, right? The other thing about this is that Rell has 2 stacks. Renata has stacks as well, right? So like you're hitting this, but right now this could just be a rocket right here instead. It hits these 2 and Rell, and then Renata could be hitting this with their stack to get it.
So you really want us to focus on the minion damage here as Jinx? Renata?
I think so.
You think that we can't like deny Rell the first push and then the space to walk up here?
You can. I think we kind of need ward here though to do it, because Renata has to play in this bush, and then the thing is, if we get like Q flash W'd from fog, it's unreactable, and then if they chain it into Gen W, maybe Renata dies. Honestly, I think maybe what you're saying is better. We just like hold this really hard, and we don't even let Renata. But like, it's hard because we don't have a ward in this bush. If we do, then it's more playable. Also, he has sweep, so we could just ward it, and then he gets pushed out. But we don't necessarily like if he spends 3 autos in this bush hitting the ward, then I'm fine, right? I just need him to not like instantly walk in and start hitting this wave. Or if he does, I absolutely have to just like match the push. So I think you have 2 options here. We can just try to deny him the space to even do this in the first place, using Renata being in the mid bush, vision, stuff like that. Because like if Renata is over here, it's more reactable. If Rell tries to like do something. And then once this happens though, we just have to like we have 2 options now: smash the wave and then try to fight, or just like literally go to Narnia and just let them have control of the wave, which sucks, but it is what it is, right?
I want to add here, this is like a great demonstration of the mental stack, because me as Jinx here, I forgot level 3 existed at all. I'm not thinking about it at all.
Yeah, because if we knew, if we were realizing level 3 is a thing, we cut our losses and we just walk like this. And maybe we even have to give some XP or something, but we don't die, right? And then it's just a really good play from Rell. Good job getting in the bush. Jhin does a good job hitting the wave. He walks in, and then his engage is also on like the perfect timer, because when he walks at you, he's level 2. So we're like, what is this guy doing? He's so like, he's killing himself. And then boom. He's 3 on the same frame that he flashes in. It's actually just like perfect engage here, right?
Insane. And then you can see from the movement here.
Better here too.
Yeah, I don't even realize that you're level 3. Like that's how lost I am. I just flash and fight back because I'm like, what are they doing? We probably win this if we're the same level.
Yep, you win this for sure. If everybody is, because you hit 3 at the end, but it's too late, right?
Yeah,
it's too late. Extra stats, but also the spells. Like we would have spells earlier. You could maybe even like put traps down to prevent Rell from getting on you in the first place. They kill you again.
I think the fight could have been away. If you look at mechanics, I think it could have been a lot closer.
I have a question here.
Yeah. What's up?
Can you come back? A little bit
further.
No, behind. So about Jinx positioning, should she stay like more behind, or it is like fine to stay in the middle of the lane? Because I think if she stays near range minions, she would be fine. But since she was like close to River, have a lot of space to play.
So you're saying like Jinx should be standing here, and it makes your life harder?
Yeah. Is it true?
I think it makes my life harder if I want to contest push. Because here I can clearly see you if you want to
hit the
go
wave
for me.
without you pressuring her right now.
Yeah,
is the thing.
because if I'm on my casters, then I go into your Q flash range to hit the minions. Makes it harder for another.
I think the positioning is fine. It's just that you don't play for the 3.
Yeah, exactly.
As you said. So I think this is completely fine.
Yeah. My thinking here is if you just take this frame, in my head I remember this very clearly. In my head it's like the 3rd wave, so I'm trying to 2-stack this, and in my head there's no way you can contest us as long as I'm not on hero bush.
That makes sense.
So that's why I'm like matching.
Based on
push,
how you
and then
played
when
this,
you
it
guys
makes a lot of that seems like exactly what you were thinking, right? Like, oh, we're just gonna slow push this one. These guys can't play. Like they're cooked.
And then we curse the next one, and then we get because that's what I meant by like I just forgot that level 3 was the power up.
I do. I agree. I think this is better if they want to contest the push. I think standing here is better if we're down to just give them the push and then go to Narnia. Because if now once we lose it, you have to go around and you're going to lose XP or something for this, and it sucks, right? But I think from this position we don't want to give. What did you realize?
I realized also way too late that we're gonna level 3 all in. So I'm in Narnia when Rell flashes. Really? I should be way closer.
Yeah, because I feel like this fight is really close. It doesn't look like it, but I feel like I've made like 2 mini mistakes that makes the fight a lot closer.
Like here, I should be walking up.
Yeah, you should be in auto range of this guy as he gets CC'd.
Yeah, for sure. Because here we have Renata W.
I want to look at Jinx at red side mechanics. Yeah, I'm gonna play it slow after the flash.
I want to narrate my thinking here. Looking back on it, I think the W flash is Smurf, and then I think I barrier the 4-shot so that Anton doesn't have to heal during ignite. So I barrier this hit, and then we still have a heal, and we still have Renata W. And then I turn on.
Oh, but
in like perfect world, he means
absolutely.
Yeah, I was saying like we're narrating how it could be, and then here I turn on Rell or something, or maybe here.
Kite Jhin in a straight line and hit Rell, or you just fucking send it on this guy. Because if you barrier better and we heal better, it would be better.
Both sums, so I think I can never kill him. So I think I kite Rell.
You're right. Yeah. You just
and then we have use heal speed, and then we have W. When we have late, and then if Rell continues, we have late W. And if not, then we live, which is
you just try to kite the Rell, play for Renata W, because Jhin can just flash in and kill you. But if he does, you could try to like turn with the Renata W and then kill him. Just make him invest flash to kill you so that he can't kill you and then flash away, right?
Exactly.
On the Renata W. Yeah, I agree. That's the best way to play it. And then the barrier usage from you, heal usage after the ignite.
It makes a lot of difference at least.
I think so. And then the whole. If I want to kill Rell, then I'm going to kite Jhin. And if I want to kill Jhin, then I want to kite Rell.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah, for sure. What happens, though, is so cringe, because then here I live the auto, and then I chase Jhin, and I'm going to barrier his next auto, and then Rell autos me, and then I barrier, because I didn't think she would reach.
And your barrier just gets wasted, yeah.
Yeah, my barrier does nothing. So we lost barrier, we healed on ignite.
Quite a few mechanical misplays in this play actually, and when I first watched it didn't really look like any misplays, but the heal on the ignite, the barrier usage, and then I think a little bit of like movement maybe.
I think the heal was great though, because I would have died to the auto if he didn't heal, because I didn't barrier. Yeah, exactly. So
but if he trusts you to barrier, then healing either that, or he could just heal significantly earlier before the ignite. But that's kind of hard to predict that this guy's gonna flash in on you. But if we're really aware of the level 3 spike, then we could just heal early. I think it's reasonable. All right, let's skip forward. I think it's fucking hard now, but we'll just take a look at some of this stuff. All right, so this is our hard push wave. Jhin wants to hit it back so that he can hold it, but he can't. We try to walk it in, and then Rell finds a 2-man Q. So the reality is, if Rell is close enough to do this,
back,
your Q just has to be faster. Renata Q just has to be faster here. That's it.
No, it has to be. Well,
I think I just have to space the Q.
Yeah, because if he only Qs Jinx, it's way better for you, right?
Yeah.
That's what makes it hard. But the other thing is, like, when this guy presses E and walks into you in a straight line, you could just Q him right now, and it's fine, I think. It's fine to just throw Q right now. I don't hate it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Like, because then the only thing he can do is, like, wiggle to dodge it, but you could throw it in a way that's more like this. So if he wiggles this way, it always hits. And if he wiggles back, I think that gives you enough movement speed to just kind of walk away, right? We just deny him the ability to even do this. But then the other thing is, like, against, like, these champions of the AoE engage, Alistar, Rell, Rakan, we need to be, like, a little bit displaced behind our ADC. We can't be, like, right on top of them, right? And then you want to be the whole straight line thing that we talk about. So if Rell's here, I'm going to be, like, maybe half to 1 flash distance behind my ADC in a straight line. And then now if they go in on her, I can always knock her out.
Specifically on that Renata mechanic, because you're saying, like, 1.5 flash space is really nice, because it gives you more time to react, but like even if she's further away, isn't Rell W really slow?
Yeah.
I mean, Renata Q is also slow. Like, how far away can she be?
I think
really?
The Renata Q, the
close?
Rell W is so slow. She could be max range.
Yeah.
She could literally be like max handshake range and it'll still work. Now, if it's a different champion like Rakan W is way faster. So you have to be like more on your shit, right?
Yeah.
To throw him out. But yeah, Rell W is like very slow. Alistar W to an extent, also like faster. So that one, Rell is probably like the easiest one to cancel for Renata, right?
Sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the same concept as like when I play against Leona, if I'm close enough where Leona can E me, it becomes hard. But if I'm far enough back where the E only hits Jinx, then it's way easier. It's kind of the exact same thing. Just be like 1 flash distance behind your ADC in a straight line, and it's really hard for Rell to do anything here. And then obviously if we clean crash this wave and then Jinx doesn't lose half her HP, we're pretty happy. I also think we can just let this one push into us now.
For sure.
Like, if you don't, the problem is this rocket is a little scuffed that we use on Rell. But even from here, I think if we don't hit it again, it's fine. Like, it's not great, but it's fine, right?
Yeah,
and then after we rocket it one more time, now we have to get it in, and then Rell can just run at us in a straight line. The wave is cooked. It's cooked.
Go back a bit. I actually have an opinion on this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like here, after the cannon dies. Here is great. So here, I completely agree that from like a pure, I really like, I completely agree we can let this bounce. Let's just say that it bounces perfectly. It's great. But then I'm still 50% health down an item, stuck in lane, having to last it under tower, and then it's bouncing away from me into a freeze, into a Rell Jhin. My thought process here was actually, if I kill these melees, it makes my base 10 times better. I'm not sure if this is true, but that was my reasoning. This is something I do sometimes. If it's like if it's a not a neutral wave, because this isn't in middle, but if it's like an even wave on both sides, I nuke the melees as Jinx, just cheat kill the melees always, and then I insta base. And in my head, it's a better base, but I'm not actually sure if it is. But that's what I'm doing here. I'm killing the minions, and I'm running to my tower for the recall.
All of them, or just the melees?
This feels so risky for you, doesn't it?
Like you're saying, I can die while killing them, or it's bad after.
No, I mean, I don't know how long ago Rell E'd, but if Rell E's and I just run you down, don't you just die?
Yeah, did that kind of happen that I underestimated her W cooldown? But I agree, like in this specific scenario, I'm not saying it's the best play, but I'm actually asking if it's like, if it does work, if it's even good, because like, can you freeze on me?
I think so, yeah. If you kill the 3 melees and then you walk back in base, don't they just freeze?
Can they? I don't know.
It's 6 versus 3. I mean, it's not going to be like a multiple wave freeze, but you'll lose 6 creeps. You'll lose this wave that's about to spawn. Or no, you'll lose... No.
The alternative is if I go base here and they know they can't cancel me, then they just push my current wave and I lose 6, right? That's the worst thing that can happen. Yeah, so it is. Yeah, it is better.
So So yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. But I think the only reason I would kill these 3 if it was like you need these 3 for your item. Like if these 3 give you BF sword, then I'm down. If these 3 if you're planning on basing anyway because you're low, and these 3 give you, I don't know, cull or whatever that it is that Jinx wants to buy here, then I'm down. But like otherwise, I think it's better just let it push into you and chill. Because even if you wanted to push into you, you could walk back, recall right now, and then. If they, you know, walk back and then channel your recall, if they hard shove the wave, you could just stay and catch it under tower. And if they slow push, you get like a free get out of jail free card. You could just base and then run back, and you only lose 3 creeps for the base.
Yeah, 100% I agree. If they slow push, it's completely fine to base. But if they fast push, then I think that this option makes it less punishing. And the idea of behind it is that it's free, right? Because it's like 4 autos that I'm doing while running to my base.
I think Anton could make it a bit awkward for us to crash, but we probably get it in anyways. True.
This one or the next one?
No, like if you base now, if you're already going towards the base.
Yeah.
Like if you already were sprinting here,
then you can get in.
Like if you were
Yeah, but I think his point is like he doesn't care
recall.
about losing that wave because he already killed the 3 melees, so he's only losing 3.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
if we're gonna lose,
this one,
the way I see it is like we're gonna lose 3 both ways. So I would just rather, unless these 3 give me an item, if I'm gonna lose 3 anyway, I would rather just take the losing 3 with less risk.
Wait,
so
I don't get. Because the casters survive by the time I'm back. Is that what you're saying? I only lose 3 either way.
Yeah, because if you walk back and recall right now, and they like hard push this one, then you could just stay and catch it. And if you walk back and recall right now, and they slow push, then you'll lose the 3 melees to the slow push. These 3 will die, and then the next wave will come. All of these range creeps will be alive, so they'll crash 9 minions into your tower, and you'll catch the 9 out of 12.
I like that. Wait, follow-up question. If I do channel base here, and I see them hard pushing, and I stay to catch it, then what do I do?
Ideally, what we do is we hide. Kind of what I was talking about before. We like hide, so they think you based, and they channel recall. Because the worst case scenario is that you stay to do this to like cheese catch the wave and catch them off guard, then they cancel their recall and stay, and the wave just slow pushes into them and they hold the freeze. If that happens, you probably just, if they stay and cancel their recall, like if they based, then you walk forward, one shot the wave and recall, and you're so happy. You're like unbelievably happy with this state. And then if they don't do that, and they cancel, as soon as you kill this wave under tower, you just have to base. And then we're gonna lose 3 to the slow push, because like the wave will slow push back into them. We'll lose 3 to that at least, and then maybe more. Yeah. But so we're gonna lose like 3, maybe a little bit more either way, but then you have a chance to not lose anything. It's like the whole mind game, mini game, am I gonna base or am I not gonna base thing? Yeah.
I think lastly, the last argument is like there's no way you're going for this in a real game when it's not just 2v2, I think.
I do this all the time, but that might be troll. But I do this all the time. That's what I literally do.
If our younger is here now, or if I just run at you, I think you're like this is so risky. What happens then? It isn't really worth.
Like, do I get it safely? Is there any angle here for you? Because I feel like I'm just happy now. I did like 1 extra auto. I didn't really get the minions, which was a bit unfortunate. This works a lot better if I have like 1 call or a longsword. Also, wait, I was trying to like abuse 2v2 and go recall in the tribush, and I thought you'd never find me, and I think Anton sold me out.
Looks like Jhin was sure where
Jhin was just sprinting to you.
Because he's cutting off Renata. Or did you just read me, Rasmus? What is this?
I knew you were going for the base again, but
I feel like that's maybe even the same thing as last time, where like he just knows you too well.
I've never done this though. I felt so smart.
Oh wait,
I thought you were just trying to cut off Renata.
Like,
wait, they do have vision of you the whole time.
I trapped the first angle.
He placed it after I got in. Look.
I trapped the first angle, and then the only place you can be is try.
I was on the wrong vision.
So either we kill Renata here or we cancel it.
Yeah, he doesn't see you here. He doesn't see you here. This is the only thing that makes sense. Yeah.
Right. I figured I could be behind the tower, and you would assume that. But yeah, that makes sense.
I think we see you go behind the wall. If you go to our vision.
I want to see our vision.
Oh yeah, they see you kind of walk this way. So what you have to do actually is walk like this and then turn left. Do like a right angle instead of a.
Or just be more inner path to begin with, no?
Yeah.
Like walk left on their vision and then hug the wall, because then it looks more natural, maybe.
Or you space
Oh,
on the
other way,
tower.
other way.
Yeah, you can just walk here as well.
Yeah, I can.
I think it's probably because
I'm
if you're
seeing
going to do
Jhin W,
this,
no? Do you
it's
have
probably
it?
a similar amount of distance in between.
For sure.
Oh yeah, you can block it. True. Yeah. I was thinking
I'm
like
thinking
so.
block,
Like
yeah.
I'm not expecting that really from my support.
Okay.
In general. Not yet.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Can we win that, by the way? How does it look?
I don't
Probably
think
not,
so.
right? I have no damage.
I think your items
Not when I
just
miss
too
my
bad.
Q. If I don't cancel Rell, we don't win it, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, if we cancel Rell W, then we can.
I feel like just Renata W is so up here.
It's so hard to cancel Rell W when she's literally in melee range of you, though.
I have
it's
to
so
use
hard.
it forwards, no?
Yeah, I agree. You have to just throw it on Jhin and then try to trade on him. But honestly, even if you hit Jhin, I think we don't have the damage. Like it's just cooked. But maybe
to cancel the Rell, I think I have to hit it in front of
But you're
me.
cured though.
Oh, you mean like he W's this way and then you...
Yeah.
Nah, because then you're knocked up, no? So you can't throw him back.
Am I?
Like, because by the time he...
Yeah.
By the time
That's
he's in
what I
front
was
of you,
saying.
you're knocked up. And then even if you time it well, you can root him, but the root isn't
But
what
that
knocks him
doesn't
out. You have
matter,
to do the throw part, right? And you won't be able to throw when you're knocked up here. So I think actually maybe the only play is we just Q Rell as she walks up. Kind of the same thing what I wanted you to do here.
Yeah.
Don't wait for him to W. Just Q him away instantly. Right now. Just Q him away.
Yeah.
And then run.
I can Q him
Or
into tower,
Q him
actually.
away, yeah, this
That
way,
looks
and then
good.
just send it on Jhin. I'm down for that, dude. Try to get the 1v2 instead.
Yeah, I think we can win 1v2. It's really close.
Yeah, it actually is really close to spy item disadvantage. All right, and then the third all-in is just kind of Capachungus. It's like we're down 10 billion gold, but we'll look at it anyway.
We're suffering.
We're managing the wave. We don't get it all the way in. Rell is here. Now the wave is frozen. We're like, all right, we're fucked anyway. I'm just going to put the traps down and fight it. Try to do something, because this wave is going to freeze.
I played some sort of blocker W, and then I was like, wait,
And then she just fucking stares at you and auto attacks you.
She does that, yeah. I didn't want to like walk to the right, because then she just gets it anyway. Like if we both continue to the right.
Oh, he like queued into the trap. I didn't even
He
realize the
did.
key.
It felt so
it
bad. 'cause
displaces
then he's,
you
like,
some. It's
buffering
actually
it.
better, yeah, because now he can just
Yeah,
W,
it is
right?
better.
Yeah.
It is better. Yeah, it was
and then
awful.
Renata just we're like, okay, he's gonna W now, guys, and then he just stands here and fucking auto attacks you. It's actually so Chad.
Never used it.
Yeah.
Ah, that's funny as fuck. He just stands there and autos you. This, and unironically, this is like the best play for him to literally like take his hands off the keyboard and just auto you until you use your spell.
Yeah.
And then now we're just dead. Maybe this is too much now, though, at this point, where we could just be pressing our W, but you actually just like literally auto them 10 times in a row. This is when our W is up. This is kind of funny, but like here now, I'm just gonna press the W. I think. I don't know. I guess they have heal movement speed. Like she's actually really fast. I think that's what you were doing, Real, right? You wanted to save it for Renata to kill her after.
No, I just don't want to press it and miss.
Okay. Reasonable. Yeah, and then he saves them and he sets it up with the Q instead. You know, I do tell the Rell players to try to set the W up every time, because missing it feels really bad, right? But I think in this situation, we could just throw it out. Like, Jinx is dead, regardless of whether you hit your W or not. I'm down to just press my W in a way that, like, cuts off her escape. And then even if I miss, she will die, right? And it's just because, like, my Jhin has so much more damage and health than her, there's no way that they can ever win this. Okay. All right, guys. Any questions about this one? Other people can chime in if they have questions as well. Oh, wait. Okay, actually, guys, I lied to you. I'm sorry. My girlfriend gets off work in 5 minutes, and she's 10 minutes away, so I have to go.
No worries.
But I think we have an idea of what went wrong in this game, right? Like we looked into it pretty well.
For
So,
sure.
all right.
Definitely.
Could you post those notes and
Yeah,
chat?
I was actually gonna do that. I was gonna maybe DM them to everybody. I don't think I wrote any notes for you guys. This was from the previous one actually, but I'm down to just put it in there anyway. The thing is like
Thank
the
you so
notes
much
for you
again,
guys
yeah.
are less valuable because it's like smaller stuff, right? These are like fundamentals, but the things we're talking about are like very specific things to do with this like exact matchup, because we've done all of this shit multiple times before, right? The generic fundamentals. All right, cool. I gotta go, guys. Thank you guys for coming. It was a pleasure. I had a lot of fun today. Good luck in your games.
Thank you.
I'll see you guys
Thanks
around.
for being here.
And also thanks to everyone for showing up as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was fun.
great. It's
So
so
many.
Thanks.
Later, guys. Oh, gotta stop my recording.